morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710 SeattleSports.com. The Seattle Sports app, podcast platforms, 97.3, HD2, YouTube. All of it on a championship Monday. Good morning, Brock. Happy Championship Monday to you. Hello, Brock. Hello, Brock. Well, all right. Brock's going to be here in a sec. And then I'll wish him a happy Championship Monday, just like I'm wishing one to all of you. I hope everybody is happy. I hope everybody feels great. I hope everybody's excited. I hope everybody's ready for 4 hours of jubilation, 4 hours of celebration, 4 hours of analysis of what happened yesterday and how we got to this point. It's an incredible moment for the entire city of Seattle, for the entire city of Seattle, for a team that was not ever really supposed to be here, at least according to, well, everyone other than the people in that room. Mike Macdonald knew. He was mad after week one because he knew this team had championship caliber capabilities. We didn't know. We didn't realize it. Everybody on the outside, we were taken by surprise a little bit. Knew they'd be good. Didn't know they'd be this good. Didn't know they would be Super Bowl champions. Just incredible. Incredible game last night. Yes, it was a blowout. Yes, that's what we thought it would be. Yes, the Seahawks were just clearly the better team. Yes, it all started with their defense, which was, of course, dominant last night. Yes, they got the turnovers that they needed. Yes, they got to the quarterback. Yes, the offense kind of played a complimentary role and, was not necessarily spectacular in this game, but they didn't turn it over. They ran the ball really well. Mora, Ken Walker, we've seen him. Now the entire nation has seen him. I couldn't help but think of you last night. I'm sure a lot of people had you and your famous quote on their minds.
Famous.
Well, infamous, famous, tremendous, whatever word you like.
I mean, he was huge.
He was unbelievable, right? I mean, he was at his absolute best in all different phases of the game, and kudos to the Seahawks for using him in all of those different ways. It was a very Seahawksy game. They blew him out. That's what the Seahawks have done this year. When you give them an inferior opponent, they whoop them. They stomp them. They mollywop them. They beat the you-know-what out of them. They kick the tar out of them. Whatever phrase you like, that's what they do. That's what the Seahawks have done to teams like the Patriots all year long. Good team, not a great team. Didn't belong really on the same field with the Seahawks yesterday. And national people can call it boring. They can say, whatever. It was kind of a boring Super Bowl. Maybe it's not going to hit unbelievable peaks of viewership as everybody tuned in to watch the incredible finish because there really wasn't one. It was just the Seahawks doing what they do. Steady, dominating, grinding it out defensively, in your face, big hits, and then, when the opportunities came, grabbing the football, taking it away. Drake May, I could play this. So funny. You know what? Which direction should I go? Do you guys want happy, this is so cool, positive, or do you want oh my God, this just makes me I don't know. Here, I'll go happy, positive. Here we go. This was the final moments.
Seahawks are going to send a couple of those starting defenders back onto the field for the last play, perhaps, of this Super Bowl. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Pats. They have to go for the end zone if they want any points. The 12s, they are standing. The Seahawks defenders are asking for even more noise, and they're getting it. 3 receivers on the left side for May. Single receiver right. May dumps it off underneath. Ball is caught. It's the running back. It's Henderson. He is tackled in bounds. 3, 2, 1. The Seahawks. They're bringing it home again for the second time in less than 12 years. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest, and the party begins at Levi Stadium and in Seattle, and it won't stop for days.
How about that, partner?
We're Super Bowl champs. Love it.
Love it is right. Thank you, Dave. And a great call by Rabes, of course. Super Bowl champion Seahawks. Rabel's absolutely right. The party will continue here for quite some time, as it should. I'm sure the team, well, I would hope they're still up. I would hope the celebration is still going, right? I would hope they're still out there getting after it. No reason not to be. They don't have to fly. I guess they fly home later this morning. So maybe you get on the flight. Maybe you've been up all night. It's not like when you're trying to leave Vegas on a Sunday afternoon and you get to the airport and they're like, I'm sorry, sir, you're too drunk. We're not going to allow you on this flight. It's a private flight.
Sounds like a very specific experience you're drawing from.
Oh, you know my friend Peter? Have you met Peter? Because that's happened, I think, multiple times to Peter. No, that doesn't happen when you're on the private plane back. Do whatever you want. They can be in whatever state they want. I hope everybody out there is enjoying it to the utmost extent. We don't talk to Mike Macdonald until tomorrow, just so you know. Not till tomorrow. So no Mike Macdonald show today. I think he's going to literally be in the air flying, not just metaphorically, but physically, as we would normally talk to him at 9:30. And if memory serves, this is actually what we did with Pete 12 years ago as well, that we waited, or 11 years ago, we waited until Tuesday to do that interview. So Mike Macdonald's going to join us tomorrow at 9:30. We'll have Daniel Jeremiah. No, we're not going to go back and talk to everybody who we talked to over the last week, who we essentially had to shout at the rooftops to them like, hey, the Seahawks are going to blow this team out. No, I'm not going to try to get Mike Felger back on. You guys didn't like it the first time. No, we're not going to go and get I can't believe we even had to convince Kyle Brandt. He was like first on the bandwagon, and then, I don't know, he choked or something. Like he got confused.
I was wondering who you were going to go to, because I felt like most of the analysts we talked to said the Seahawks were going to blow them. Like, Klatt was like telling Brock to calm down.
Our guys did. Our guys did. Like the people we talked to all year who knew the team, right? Like Albert Breer
to be fair,
and Brock.
I think a lot lot of people told us the Seahawks were going to blow them.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just felt like all of a sudden near the end, people were like, well, I don't know. And then Kyle Brandt made a couple of picks against the Seahawks. Brock and I went on unsportsmanlike, and Evan Cohen's like, nah, Seahawks, nobody knows who they are. And
He's
this
a Patriots fan.
I know, but this
Michelle
was him this
Smallman
morning.
went on Bupp and Stacy and was like, you guys are crazy. It's going to be a blowout.
Congrats to our guys, Mike Salk, Brock Heward, everybody at Seattle Sports 710. As, Salk said it with us on Friday, blowout. And yes, Salk, we know it was a blowout. Wonderful. Great. Thanks. This is not fun for me as a Patriots fan today.
Poor Evan, who is an all-time great dude, but is miserable this morning. He texted me. I heard that Good Morning Football, there was an apology given from Mr. Brandt this morning. I haven't heard it yet, but I've been made aware via the text line. And you don't have to apologize to me or to us or anybody like that. Apologize to the Seahawks. Put some respect on their name. Don't look at me. Yeah, I thought they were.
You said Mike Macdonald doesn't like them to play this nobody believed in us thing, and now you're doing it.
Well, I can. I'm not going to play for Mike Macdonald. I don't play for Mike Macdonald. I just think it's not about the nobody believed in us, because that's different. This is no one even knows we exist. And they should know they exist now. They should know that this defense is ridiculous. That was as good a Super Bowl performance as you're going to see from a defense. They should know that this offense and the complementary game that Mike wants them to play is real. I got to be honest. I am pumped up today. I really am. I'm excited about what this team accomplished. I also truly believe, and I know everyone says this after Super Bowl win, I think they're poised and ready for the future as well. I don't feel like this is one-hit wonder time. Doesn't mean they're definitely going to win more Super Bowls, but I don't think this is, that was a really cool thing, and now it's just going to go away. I don't think that's what we're watching here. I think this is a pretty cool, unique spot that the Seahawks are in where they could keep winning these. They got a young head coach. Heather said to me yesterday, we were watching the game, she's like, this guy could like win for 50 more years. Yeah, well, maybe not 50, but 20. You're not going anywhere. 30.
When you've established a clear identity and culture, and you know exactly what kind of guys you need. Why not?
And he doesn't seem like the kind of person who, after a few years, is going to get bored and be like, yeah, I just want a new challenge. He just loves football. He just loves this. He just loves grinding. God, I'm going to heap so much praise on Mike Macdonald over the course of the morning. I'm going to heap a lot of praise on John Schneider, on Jody Allen, on this organization, on this defense, on Sam Darnold, on everybody. It was such a wonderful team win. It was such a complete team victory. There were a lot of people that I think have been redeemed. There are great redemption stories here. Sam Darnold is the obvious one, and everyone nationally is going to focus on Sam. But it's not just Sam. I think there's a bunch of how about the offensive line and their redemption story? I think there's a John Schneider redemption story. It was about 5 years ago we were looking at this thing going, what has happened? While John has certainly redeemed any question marks about him and goes down now as one of the greatest general managers, greatest team executives of all time. Of all time. The first to ever build 2 different championships with 2 different coaches and 2 different rosters on the same team in the history of the NFL. John's now a legend. And it was not that long ago we're going, I don't know. So I think there are actually a lot of redemptive stories around this team. Sam is certainly a big one, but the offensive line and John Schneider and Jody Allen, quite frankly, is a redemption story. I feel like her reputation has changed considerably over the course of the last 5 years or so. So anyway, I got to take a break. I could just go all morning. I don't know why we have to do commercials. What is the deal? Oh, because that's how we pay the bills? Okay, fine. All right, we'll take some quick commercials. We'll come back. I'll give you everything you need to know, a ton of sound in there. And then I'm just going to open up the phone lines at 6:30 for a little while. Hopefully we get Brock back by then. I don't know what's going on. We're having some sort of challenge, but we'll get Brock back momentarily. It is Brock and Salk all morning long because the Seahawks are world champions. The Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. And you can hear it here all on Seattle Sports on 710.
Soak it in, Seattle.
3, 2, 1. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Congratulations to your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
We got the best team. 12 is 1. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
And this is where the champs play. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Experience the iconic Mexican music group Bronco at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, February 28th at 8 p.m. They've sold more than 20 million albums and performed for audiences all over the world. Now Bronco is bringing their modern take on regional Mexican sound live to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Tickets are on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
It's the Super Smart Top Special at Olympic. Save on a new hot top and get a free Smart Top cover worth $3,700. Super Smart Top Special savings will make you feel, well, super. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with their award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Any style, any budget. Like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or hand-matched diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This week, Seattle football fans are going big, and so are Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton. Score a winning drive with the same-day test drive and take home. That's right. Find your perfect Toyota and drive it home today. Their teams are ready to help you in 2 stunning showrooms, Kirkland and Renton. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Don't punt on savings. Make your big game move now at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton. Visit in person or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
O'Brien. I saw her texting coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions. 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
The Seahawks are Super Bowl champions for the second time. The franchise sits atop the NFL world, this time after dismantling the Patriots 29-13 in a game that honestly was never really close. Brock, football can be complicated. This game, though, was pretty simple. The Seahawks defense just hit them. They harassed them. They confused them. They took the ball away from them.
10 at the Seattle 44. Here comes the blitz. May hit as he tries to throw. Ball comes out. Going the other way with it. Turning upfield. It's Chenanowosu. And he scores. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Yeah, they embarrassed them. 3 turnovers, including that pick 6. They equaled the NFL record for sacks in a Super Bowl with 7. They nearly broke it. It felt for much of the game like they could even shut them out. That was a real possibility. That didn't come to fruition, but the blowout certainly did. And the Seahawks, Brock, have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is rather remarkable, right? We spend this whole season, and there's so many numbers in today's game, and so many analysts and so many folks online that love to point to all these different stats and all these different numbers, Salk, and all these different schemes. And Matt Hasselbeck, I think, put a scare in all of us with the trick plays that could be coming as he joined us in the last hour on Friday. And yet, to your point, and Chris Collinsworth said it a couple different times, if your 5 gets absolutely whipped by their front 4, you got no chance.
None.
And see also the New York Giants, see also the Buccaneers, see also Philadelphia, see also the Seattle Seahawks.
That's absolutely right. Mike Macdonald after.
The way our team just decide, like when they set their mind to something and then they stick together and make it come to life, it's just unbelievable, you know. I'm not surprised. It's just who they are. But it's a special group. And man, I'm happy for them. They get to live as champions the rest of their life. Pretty
They
cool.
absolutely do. He won a complimentary football. He got it. 141 yards on the ground. No turnovers. All playoffs. All 3 games. 0 turnovers. Just incredible. Special teams. A record 5 field goals in a Super Bowl. Clutch punts. I mean, it went on and on and on.
Here's the second thing you need to
Have
know.
you seen Ken Walker? Because he's now the Super Bowl MVP.
Maura, have you seen him?
I saw him a long time ago.
Yeah, you did. You were the first.
Where the rest of you been? I did not see this coming, man. That's for sure. He was totally deserving. He was the only choice last night. Did anybody else even dawn on you that they could be maybe Derek Hall?
You can't give it to the whole defense. You can't give it to the kicker. You can't give it to the punter. You can't give it to the head coach. I mean, you can't give it to Devin Witherspoon, who forced 2 sacks, including one for a sack, interception, return for a touchdown.
This is so funny. The Seahawks have had 2 Super Bowl wins, and both times it's like, wait, who was the MVP? Not the quarterback. It was
the running back.
Back and the linebacker, who was probably the least heralded member of his defense. In any event, 135. He was totally deserving. 135 yards on the ground. It could have been more than that. He is the first running back to win the award since TD, Terrell Davis, in 1998. That's how long it's been since a running back won MVP. Here he was afterwards, just shouting out the 12s because he's not a guy who focuses on himself.
A great impact. Fans, 12s always got impact on the games. They travel. They support us when we're at home. So it's a blessing to have them, and a shout out to the 12s.
And one of about 1 million storylines that followed the game, Salk. In some ways, the game was really simple. It wasn't until kind of afterwards you started looking at the totality of all these numbers and all these personal stories. Did I read that right? That was like Ken Walker's dad's first
ever
game?
Yeah.
What?
Doesn't like crowds. Between him having never been to a game and
Nikki Manwari's mom?
Nikki Manwari's mom was like, I don't know what the Super Bowl is, but it seems like it's a big deal. It's freaking amazing. It's just awesome. Sam Darnold, Brock, maybe not the gaudy numbers, but threw for 202 yards, 1 touchdown, and most importantly, no turnovers once again. Here you go. Here is Ernest Jones talking about his guy.
It's a unique story, man. I'm super blessed that guy's my quarterback. I think he just models what everybody in that team's been through. Man, we've all been rejected. We've all not been respected. And he's just a guy at the helm for us. And he's a hell of a player, and I'm super thankful he's my quarterback.
I kind of like that. It's not just about respect. It's about being rejected. We're going to come back to that at some point.
You know what? Dude just didn't flinch. Did not flinch. Really all postseason long. And really, since being down 16 to the Rams about 8 minutes ago in that fourth quarter, that moment's about when everything just flipped and changed.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, what's next? It starts with a parade, which should be on Wednesday. Weather expected to be in the 50s. Should be a wonderful day for a parade. You think Darby will cry? That's a very inside joke between me and Brock that nobody else will get. Sorry. There will be decisions to make as well. Free agent conversations ahead on Kenneth Walker, Reek Woolen, Kobe Bryant, Boye Mafe, Rashid Shaheed, Josh Jobe. So that's all coming, Brock. The team will pick 32nd. The last pick in the first round once again. And they also get to open the 2026 season at home Thursday night, national TV. Don't know yet who it'll be against. I'd bet money on the Rams. But
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be the Bears. It could be the Patriots. It could be the Niners.
It's not going to be the Patriots. They're not going to do a rematch right
it's
away.
It's going to be the Rams.
It's the Rams. That's what they do.
Rams.
That was the real Super Bowl. So let's go. Right off the bat, Thursday night, crazy Lumen Field, Seahawks and Rams. Book it right now. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk
It looks like
Show.
we do have some. The Seattle Times says King 5 is the official broadcast partner for the trophy ceremony, Lombardi Trophy ceremony, which will begin at 10 a.m. Wednesday, and the parade will follow.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Maura. Great stuff. And as we get more details over the course of the morning, we'll put those out there for you guys so you know where to be, where to go. I would imagine it'll be a pretty good turnout, especially if it's a 50-degree day here in Seattle.
Yeah, a little warmer than the last time. I think the
freezing,
last time
right?
was one of the coldest days in February in Seattle history. So, yeah, just like this team was a little louder or a little different in their presentation. Just a little little different.
You need some gear for this, Brock. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, collectibles, and use the code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. All right, you ready to open up the phone lines?
I'm
so this is the obvious, right? Here we go. Open them up. 866-979-3776. We didn't get to do it on Friday. I'm sorry. 866-979-3776. Why are we here? Because we're here. Roll the bones. No. Why are we here, Brock? Why did the Seahawks win the Super Bowl? That's the question.
The door black last night.
Did Berman end up doing paint it black?
He did.
He did? Oh, that's kind of awesome.
And he texted me last night.
He did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
Why are the Seahawks Super Bowl champions? 866-979-3776. No wrong answers. Well, there probably are, but no wrong answers. 866-979-3776. 12's a good time to hear from you. We'll do it next. I'm Brock and Salk.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me? JSN!
Congratulations, Jackson Smith.
Jigba, you know, he's sicker than most when he run the post.
The NFL's AP Offensive Player of the Year, rewriting the Seahawks record books with his electrifying season.
JSN has it! Touchdown! Seahawks!
And this is where you hear every second.
A 61-yard rocket to number 11.
Seattle Sports.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey everyone, Rick Witters, owner of Cressy Door. At Cressy Door, we offer top-of-the-line garage door service, and garage door repairs. Residential or commercial, please consider Cressy Door for all of your garage door needs. Cressy Door.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Congratulations, Seattle. You are champions. Get to Dick's Sporting Goods to continue the celebration with all new official Seattle Champions gear. Seattle Champions gear will go fast, so beat the rush and come on out to your local Dick's or shop online at Dicks.com. Every celebration starts at Dick's.
From 30 for 30 Podcasts.
Did you say someone got shot?
Brian Pata, senior defensive lineman from Miami, gunned down.
The key to this case, it's Brian.
An hour before he died, he was on the phone arguing with somebody.
This might be a hit.
You want the truth. They just want a conviction.
Being placed under arrest. We had a killer amongst us.
Murder at the U, coming soon.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Who did it best in 2025? Vote now for the Sports Stars and Story of the Year at seattlesports.org and help choose the winners of the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft. From collegiate champions to the standouts across our professional teams, make your choice and come celebrate Washington's biggest night out for sports on March 13th. Vote now and get tickets at seattlesports.org. We'll see you there.
The Mariners fix you need during the offseason.
Fans are on their feet. Listen to this.
The Uncruise Adventures Hot Stove, Tuesday nights at 7 on Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Dave Taylor from First Mark Insurance. You know, Dave, I love sport. You love sport. And I love sitting with coaches and hearing their game plan each and every week. What are the keys to a First Mark Insurance game plan?
It's a great question, Brock. I think there's really 3 keys to a great game plan with us. Number 1 is we want to make sure that our clients have the correct coverage for their unique specific needs. So that's number 1. Do you have the right coverage? Number 2, once we have the right coverage, are we getting that coverage at the most competitive price possible? And then last and not least would be, once we have the right coverage at the most competitive price, are we providing world-class service to those customers so that when they need it, they have someone there that's got their back?
Those are the 3 keys to a First Mark Challenge victory. And man, am I so glad Molly and I took the challenge. We are one of so many through a decade plus of being a First Mark Challenge victory. You can too. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com, firstmarkinsurance.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, a lot of ways you can go with the question, 866-979-3776. Why are the Seahawks Super Bowl champions? Because they are. Let's be clear. This could be game specific. This could be season long. You can give credit to a human, to an idea, to a moment, to a team, whatever it is.
But we ain't giving it to AI because we had enough of that with about every other commercial last night. So we ain't doing that.
We're done with the AI.
There's nothing AI about this team. No, sirree.
No, it's all real humans. That's for sure. All right, you want to get right to it, Brock, or do you want to answer the question first? Why are the Seahawks here?
Oh, they're here because Mike Macdonald was in his bag last night. Mike Macdonald called the best game of the season. He'll take no credit for it. And they're also here because of that very fact, because he's the tip of the spear, him and John Schneider, wanting no credit. On the stage, I need my guys up here. Every time everyone brags about him, it's about everybody else. It's why John Schneider's going to be in the Hall of Fame, why he's won 2 Super Bowls, and Mike Macdonald set the tone last night with the greatest defensive play calling gem you've ever seen in Super Bowl history. First one to ever do it. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know that or not, or heard that a couple times last night.
Did?
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. So I think I start last night in particular with Mr. Macdonald.
All right, well, I'll give you my answer in a minute. We'll hear from the people a bit. 866-979-3776. We'll go to Omaha right off the bat. Talk to Creighton. Good morning, Creighton.
Omaha!
Morning, Mike. Morning, Brock. Omaha! So, huge, lifelong Seattle fan living in Nebraska. The Seahawks won the championship last night because the 12 has won. They're inspiration to everyone in the nation. Everyone came together. Sam Darnold, unfazed by failure, throwing 4 interceptions against the Rams down in L.A. You know, I'm getting emotional talking about it. And then you see a guy like Riley Mills come into the game yesterday. Drive a guard 6 yards into the backfield, take down Drake May. 5th-round draft pick, gets his flowers in the Super Bowl. You got to love that story. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Creighton, I don't know if I was just cutting onions or what there.
Wow.
Why my eyes get a little watery, huh?
Okay there, buddy?
Why my eyes get a little watery there in Omaha?
I don't know what the deal is.
Huh?
I don't know. Jeez.
Yeah, there have been books written about past Super Bowl teams. That somehow Hawkblocker already got a book going to print. I don't know how you do that right after the game ends, but there will be a case study, not only in this defensive scheme, but in exactly what Creighton just said right there. Like, man, how did you do it? How did you get all of that buy-in? It wasn't talk. It wasn't a motto. It wasn't a slogan, right? It was DNA.
Well, we got an answer, by the way. We Brock and I jumped on YouTube last night and did like a little 30-minute deal. If you want to go watch it, you can see some of our immediate reaction to being on the winning side of this thing finally, which was so great. I was trying to figure out what to call all of these sayings of Mike Macdonald.
Yeah.
I got an answer this morning from a texter, Brock.
Oh.
Pillars.
Oh, that's good.
That's exactly what they are. They're pillars. I'm
That's
going to run through them at 8 o'clock. I'm going to run through, 5 or 6 of his pillars and how each of them came true and were very obvious last night and throughout the year. But pillars, I think that's a really good word. All the pillars of the Mike Macdonald system. For me, Brock, the formula was fairly simple and actually one we've seen before. Elite defense, complementary running game, quarterback who limits bad decisions and hits explosive plays, and extreme chemistry and buy-in. Sound familiar? Last time the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, it's a very different personality, different world, but that was still the formula. Elite defense, complementary running game, quarterback who limits bad decisions and hits explosive. Now, all that stuff was balanced a little bit differently between the two teams, but extreme chemistry. Well, the other one was definitely extreme. and in this case, I think just extreme buy-in. They were so totally bought into each other, to the system, to their coach.
That other one was compete every day, and they were totally bought into that. Bouncing off the walls before that game.
And this team was, it's a different, it's not compete every day, although they do. It's just a 12-as-1 mentality. It's the mission over bull. It's all this stuff.
Loose but focused.
You name it. If Mike said it this year, it's a pillar now, if he's ever repeated himself. 866-979-3776. Let me go to Dano in Seattle. Good morning.
Hey, fellas. Wow. How about that, huh? I had a feeling like that game was pretty much over after the coin toss, in my opinion. I knew that the Patriots couldn't play with us, so we talked all year about the 3 phases of the game, right? Mm-hmm. This was the ultimate testament of a team that played fantastic in all 3 phases and just dominated a football team. The punting, unbelievable. Of course, the field goals, the defense, and the offense was complimentary, like you just said. It was phenomenal.
It was, and I'll tell you, they win the toss. I was a little bummed because I too called tails, because tails never fails until it does and until it's heads. I was a little bummed, but Dano, you're right, and that number stayed true. The Seahawks score first, they win. It happened all year long. They didn't lose. Mm-hmm. And certainly in the playoffs and through this whole deal, and they get the first play of the game and they run outside zone for 10 yards. And even Molly's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, that's a good omen right there. They ultimately settled for a field goal, but they marched it right down the field, didn't make mistakes, got points on the board.
I love that first round. It's like, you're going to have to deal with us.
Yep.
You're going to have to deal with this coming at you all day long. I think we had heard some behind-the-scenes scuttle that Ken Walker was going to be featured prominently in this game plan, and he was. And it was play number 1. I know that it's a silly thing, but I've always believed in the first couple plays in the game, having making a statement about who you want to be. Used to drive, you know how much this used to drive me crazy. Darryl Bevel and others like, hey, you really want to be a running team? Cool. How'd you start the game? Oh, we threw the ball 3 times at a shotgun. Well, that's great. You've really established what kind of team you want to be today. Well, we just never really got into all of our stuff. No, you had an opportunity. You decided you wanted to whip the ball all over the field.
Kind of like an ace pitcher setting a tone with his command and what he's going to do coming out in those first few batters. The top of the order, like walking back to the dugout going, boys, this could be a long one.
Uh-huh.
and then when the defense hit the field for the first time, like,
good luck.
Woo.
Good luck, because you're going to have to deal with us all day long. 866-979-3776. Let me go to, we'll go to Matt in Spokane. What's up, Matt? Good morning.
Oh, what's up, boys? How we doing?
Awesome. Oh, we're champs, Matt. We're champs. How you doing in Spokane? Right. Stick your chest out this morning. You're a champ.
Couldn't be better, boys. Oh, man. I mean, I didn't really load up a prompt. I mean, we could spread the love. We go with Michael Dixon, Mr. highest paid punter in the NFL, if we want to spread some love.
Brock, it is 6:39, and 2 of our callers have already mentioned the punting. I'm not even sure what to make of that.
He was a freaking wizard last night.
He was unbelievable.
What was he doing?
I don't know, but that last punt when they were coming after him was unbelievable.
Punter, worth every penny.
So great.
Yes. But I don't know. Boys, I don't even know where we go from here as Seahawks fans. I mean, beat the Niners, beat the Rams, beat the ghost of Christmas past and the Patriots. Like, I might as well retire as a Seahawks fan. I don't know if any run's going to be better than that.
And to do it in San Francisco's building, in their locker room. They left a cigar there the last time when they won the division, right? They left that as a little memento. They kind of kept it there. And I wonder if it was hidden somewhere, if there was another one that they were able to pull out and party in their building, in their locker room, after stomping them twice.
Is this,
makes it that much
is this
sweeter.
stat that I sent you guys last night real? The one about San Francisco? Is this a real number?
I think so.
This is I hope I'm not being sent-held, Brock. I don't know who Jack Andrade is, but here's the stat.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This can't be true. Can't be true. There's no way. The Seahawks defense had more sacks, 9, and takeaways, 4, in 2 games at Levi's Stadium this season than the 49ers did in their 8 home games combined. 9 sacks to 7, 4 takeaways to 3.
Yeah.
Come on, that can't be real.
How about
that can't be a real number.
How about those apples?
I mean, like, oh, wow.
Oh, and by the way,
that is a big
one,
wow.
One time in a Super Bowl and one time facing a 12-win team for the #1 seed.
Well, right. As I was going to say, it's not like the Niners were the Jets. Like,
you didn't get to play the Saints. You didn't get to play the Jets. You didn't play any of the lowest of the low.
Sheesh.
That was a 12-win
That's
Niner team with everything on the line and a 17-win Super Bowl game with everything on the line.
All right, 866-979-3776. Go to Sean and Graham. Good morning, Sean.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Oh, about as good as it gets, Shawnee. About as good as it gets.
Just got back from getting my newspaper at the grocery store. I got a couple copies of that bad boy, hoping to get some confetti to frame it with.
I love it.
So I saw the Seattle Times paper record. Newspaper says redemption. Is that right?
Yeah, and there's an inside one, too, after you get in that says D and then Omination. So it's like, with D, got quotes around it.
Ooh, I like that.
That one's got Mike with the trophy with the confetti coming down. And then Redemption's got Nwosu on his knees.
I saw the redemption pick. It's pretty cool. And it made me think, I was talking to Brock about this earlier, of like, okay, who were the
Stay
great
on the line, Sean, because I want to hear your
stories,
answer. I want to hear
right?
Sean's answer.
And
go ahead.
it's Sam Darnold, obviously, and his redemption. It is Jody Allen, I think, Brock, and her redemption from, I think, the way her reputation was not that long ago to now. I think she deserves a lot of credit for where the Seahawks are at. I think it's a John Schneider redemptive story. It was not that long ago. We were sitting there going, what's going on with the drafts? And things don't look great. And now he's going to go down as one of the greatest general managers of all time. It's an offensive line redemption story for a group that was laughed at and horrendous. And I'm going to go one more. And I think this is what the Times was getting at in their picture. It's a redemption story for the fans, for the 12s, for the Seahawks franchise to go and beat the Patriots. So when you mention that, Sean, that really, I think, hits home. I felt it last night. That last Super Bowl had been gutting this region for a decade. And then it was all dredged up over the last week. I went on Boston radio. What do they want to talk about? Malcolm Butler and throwing from the 1. Oh, my God. Mike Macdonald's asked about it a dozen times in his press conferences this past week. It's like, ugh. And then Malcolm Butler's out there ringing that stupid bell.
Yep.
Like, they're the Cougars, Brock. Why do they got a bell? Sorry, that's another Wildcats reference. I'm dropping old movie lines this morning. I don't know what to tell you that are very, very rare. In any event, redemptive story for the Seahawks fans as well, and it was cool to see the 12s play such a big role in last night. Sorry for the rant, Sean. Go ahead.
No, it's great, man. It's great. I think I might be one of the only Mike Salk fans in Seattle. So it's all great.
Thank you for being the one. Nice to hear.
Well, I just want to say, real quick, I'm going to give you my answer, then I'm going to jump off because I'm taking a lot of your time here. I just want to say, Mike, I love what you had to say the other day on Boston radio about pass is the right call, and I'm so glad we get to finally just get away from that conversation. I'm just so tired of having that conversation. Yep. Pass is the right call. Sorry, it was the wrong pass.
My man, Sean.
So let's talk about why the team won real quick. I just want to say, I want to get your guys' take on. I'll take it off the air too, but we talk about the 12 as one thing, and maybe it's because I don't look at other teams as much or anything, but it just seems like the relationships that our teams build with our community just seems different than what I see at other places in the league. And whether it's, getting to know that first team with the Real Rob report and all that real good background, like personality stuff we got, and then with modern sort of streaming in this one, I just feel like we got such a good look at the team throughout the year. And I started the year thinking we had a chance but I didn't really feel the connection with the team as much until we got about like week 4, week 5, and then we started seeing the personalities come out a little more. And the Mike Macdonald show, you guys start opening up a little more. We really got a good sense of that. So I just feel like this is the reason that people come to our team, come to Seattle and stay in the area. There's a reason that we have all these guys that are so deeply invested and still working with the team and the organization.
Yeah, that's a good
something different about how we do it.
I think I'm going to become a Sean and Graham fan. I don't know. That's a pretty good call right there.
Sean and Graham, this is how you start your budding radio career. A lot of folks have started this.
More Sean and Graham, please.
Yeah, because it's real, because the ownership, because the organization is real, Sean, and a lot of them aren't, and a lot of them just churn, and a lot of them have no substance because it's constant turnover, and that's not this organization. And by the way, this was one of about 1 million tweets I took a picture of last night to make sure I saved it. Salk, did you see Rachel Nichols' tweet late last night?
I like Rachel Nichols.
I know you do. That's why I'm reading this. She said, "I'm rooting for the girl." Or more accurately, I'm rooting for the powerhouse woman who owns the Seahawks, who has taken an active role in building a winner, improving a culture, fending off many male owners of NFL teams who've been pressuring her to sell, and donated hundreds of millions to charity when other billionaires have been using their money to buy politicians. We're so lucky to have Jody Allen in the NFL. Check out this great piece that Jerry Brewer wrote with the Times. So kudos to Rachel for shouting out Jody, who you could feel her emotion last night, right? She was on that stage and on that set, and
I'm surprised she didn't mention Paul. I thought that.
I think she just got caught up.
I'm sure. It's not a criticism. I was looking for like hey, and Paul would have loved, and he would have.
Yes,
I was thinking about him. I'm sure she was too over the course of the night. He would have loved this. He would have absolutely loved this.
Smart.
And I think he'd be
disciplined. All the things that Sean talked about, real.
Yeah. I think he'd be very proud of her. I think he'd be very proud of his sister and the way she's carried on his legacy as the owner of this team.
Yeah.
She's done a heck of a job, man. We've talked about it a lot over the last few weeks. Some really crucial decisions made that were not easy ones that have all led to the Seahawks being where they are right now. 866-979-3776. Why are we here? Let's go to Greg, who's in Iowa. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, everyone. What a day. What a day. There's lots of reasons why they're here, but I think there's two that are really connected. And there's no one that convinced me. There's just no way that we would be here if we still had Geno and DK. Not a chance. The two of them just had to go. We would never be winning Super Bowl with them.
I love you.
And
I love you,
and
Greg. I love you. Thank you so much.
And you love his daughter. Is this Greg? Is your daughter Isabel? Is that right? Did I get that right?
It is.
Oh, I should have known. This is like the world's greatest Iowan family.
Sure.
I should have known, Greg. I should have. I didn't even figure that out. I didn't put it together.
I don't think you would get many other callers from Iowa. So, but the second one is signing of Sam Darnold. I mean, I live in northern Iowa, where almost everyone's Vikings fans, and seeing the despair for them to go to J.J. McCarthy this year and the Seahawks gains getting Darnold. I mean, Isabel was so excited to go to school today because she got to settle the argument she's been having the last few weeks about whether Sam Darnold's good or not. And they had, in fourth grade, they had decided it was going to be whether the Seahawks had won or not was going to define whether Sam Darnold was good. And so I think getting Sam Darnold and getting rid of Geno and DK was the reason that they won.
Love it.
And now I have a fourth grader angling for a Sam Darnold jersey. So.
There we go. You better get it, too. You better get it. He won 14 games. He won 17 games. If last night was not yet another picture of watching, unfortunately, a young quarterback, and man, Drake May looks like he's 19. He is so young, so overwhelmed, so sped up. C.J. Stroud, so overwhelmed and sped up in the playoffs. Herbert, so overwhelmed and sped up in the playoffs. Salk. It had been really easy, and New England tried exactly what we talked about, all those pressure looks, getting everybody on the line of scrimmage. Is he coming? Is he not coming? He got hit. He got hit. He got hit. It had been super easy for him to sack fumble, to throw a couple to them, to turn it over 3 times like Drake May did, and he didn't because he just had this poise. Was it his cleanest, best game? No. Did he miss a couple throws, and does he know it? Yes. Could he have been the MVP if he hits Shaheed and somehow puts a little more air on JSN earlier? Oh. Yeah, those could have been, game-changing.
It's just a little ironic that Sam will now get his redemption after what was not really his best game.
Sure.
I don't mean it wasn't the best game. I mean, it just wasn't his, but we've seen him look much better.
Especially on those deep throws.
Than he did. Yeah,
yes.
those are balls that I really expected to be better just based on how good he's been at them this year.
Yep.
That's not, again, not a criticism, more of a like, it's just ironic of like, you would think he had his best game 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
he had his real redemptive story 2 weeks ago against the Rams, and I wonder if that frees him up, Brock, to just kind of do what needed to be done. Actually, I got sound on this. Hold on.
I just got to win the game.
I got sound from Sam. I got to play you this one cut from Sam. I love this. This is, I think, exactly what we're talking about. Hold on. This is.
Find it.
I know. I got to find the Sam cut. There's like so many cuts in here, and they're all worthy and things that I want to play over the course of the day. But he's essentially talking about how this was his. Darn it.
Is it the one with Melissa Stark there about the ups and the downs and anything's possible if you believe in yourself?
No.
That was pretty good. It wasn't that one. All right.
No, I'll find it. Let me take another call. And then I'll find it. Let me go to Bremerton. We'll talk to Evan.
Why'd they win this game? Why are they champions this morning, Evan?
You want to know why they're champions?
Yeah, I want to know why. I want to know why, Evan. Why are they champions?
We talked a lot about the players having buy-in in Mike Macdonald and his plan to build this team. What we don't talk about enough, in my opinion, is Mike Macdonald having buy-in on his players and having buy-in on players like Drake Thomas, who's making plays in the backfield. Little Drake Thomas. I know you love him, Brock. I love him too. He's one of my favorite Seahawks.
Yep.
Having buy-in on a player like Riley Mills, who's effectively been on this team 2 months and gets a sack on the biggest stage you can have in football.
Yep.
We're having buy-in where Kenneth Walker isn't even seen as an RB1 by most of the league, let alone an RB2, and goes off for 135 yards and arguably should have had a touchdown. That might have been a Mickey Mouse holding call. Whatever. Happens to all of us.
Yep.
So I want to talk about Mike Macdonald having buy-in on his players, and that's why we just won a Super Bowl in 2026.
Well, and that's where those pillars come from, right, Brock? All the pillars. This was the Sam cut I wanted to play, where I think he really accurately describes his job yesterday.
First of all, I mean, we got down there a few times. J-My had a great day. I think he kicked 4 field goals, so it wasn't just, one touchdown. Obviously, we'd like to get in the end zone more, but yeah, I think, with our defense, the way that they've been playing, my job is to take care of the football. And I knew that coming into the game, and, I did that. And, I took the open guy when they were there, and, if I had to take sacks, if I had to throw the ball away, I was able to do it. But I just played that kind of game, and I feel like, we ended up coming on, being on top because of it.
I love that. Yep. He knew his job.
Yep.
He knew the phrase? He knew the assignment.
How'd the game declare itself?
Very clearly.
Very clearly.
Defensive game, man. Do not mess this game up. The other team can't beat you by themselves. You would have to beat yourself.
You know what?
You have to take care, and that's what he did.
Right. That was priority one.
It makes it a great game, even if it wasn't his most impressive game on the eyes. All right, 866-979. You want one more?
Quickly. Yeah,
all right.
One last one.
Last one. We'll go to Lawrence in Lakewood. What's up, Lawrence? You get the last word here.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Well, first I wanted to say happy birthday to my son, Theo, who turns 6 years old today. Super excited about that. But the Seahawks are the most well-rounded team in the NFL, and that is why they won the Super Bowl. There was no holes. There was no gaps. They were just dominant. And hopefully we finally get some national respect, because we know from a local perspective we've been respected. But hopefully people can finally respect this dominant team, because we're not going anywhere. We're going to be dominant for years.
I think there's respect. I just don't think there's recognition or top of mind or thought.
There won't be
about
adoration. There will be respect. There will be recognition. There just won't be the adoration, right? There won't be the celebration, because it's not the sexy quarterback. It's not the sexy style. It's not the sexy offense. They won't be adored outside of our 12s, outside of our region, outside of our fans, outside of our parade. They won't be. I think it's the greatest Seahawks team ever. I tweeted that last night. I said it before, this Super Bowl. They win this game. They win it convincingly. You can't tell me this isn't the greatest team ever, because every number tells you that. Because this is 1 through 70, not 1 through 53. Because it's all of them. And it's the way they bought in and played. And, yeah, I think it's the greatest Seahawks team ever. And the DVOA and the other stats will tell you this is one of the 10 best teams with what they did in totality, to Lawrence's point, in as a team over the course of the season.
Well, Brock, the one thing that they have done fairly consistently throughout the year, they did once again last night. They blew the doors off their opponent. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Soak it in, Seattle.
3, 2, 1. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Congratulations to your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
We got the best team. 12 is 1. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
And this is where the champs play. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
At Pacific Power Batteries, we know that 3 out of 10 people are pretty good with math. The other 8 people, not so good. That's why we're here to help you select a battery with the best value of dollars per cold cranking amp, per minute reserve capacity, or per amp hour. We speak battery and often use a calculator. So come visit us at Pacific Power Batteries, where, with a 12-volt battery, we'll throw in the extra 0.6 of a volt for no extra charge.
Congratulations, Seattle. You are champions. Get to Dick's Sporting Goods to continue the celebration with all new official Seattle Champions gear. Seattle Champions gear will go fast, so beat the rush and come on out to your local Dick's or shop online at Dicks.com. Every celebration starts at Dick's.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Here at Big Trees, we are honored to have performed work for our local professional sports teams, local colleges, numerous commercial sites, and dozens of cities, including Seattle, Tacoma, and Bellevue. While we certainly serve homeowners, Big Trees helps business owners too. Reach out to the experts at BigTreeSupply.com.
Olympic Hot Tub Super Smart Top Special is here. Hey, it's Ryan Rowland-Smith. This is your chance to save now on your new hot tub and get a free Smart Top worth $3,700. Take it from me because I have one. Smart Top is the ultimate cover for your tub. Strong, long-lasting, and ready to defend your tub against northwest weather. Super Smart Top special savings will make you feel, well, super. Details at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. For service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the TC testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321321. That's HAWK to 321321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of manager.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello!
That's a butt whooping, Brock. That's a blowout win. Final score and some of the final stats don't necessarily reflect just how dominant it was, but it was.
BTB. Belt to booty.
We're going booty now?
Yes.
Belt to something, man. That's for sure. Yep. You can choose your final noun.
Well, you were pointing out his glutes
part.
last night. Belt to glutes. Yep.
Dude, Ken Walker's glutes are very impressive.
Yes.
They're just so athletic. He does have very athletic glutes.
They did it, dude. You said it. You said it as loud. I was a little nervous. Even Joe Klatt last Wednesday is like, Brock, settle down, please. And you were like, yeah, keep going, Klatt, keep espousing it because I'm saying it. This team can't play with the Seahawks. No. They're just not built. They're not equipped. The matchups aren't right. Yeah, I mean, thankfully they had Christian Gonzalez. Otherwise, that might have been like 39-0, as Chris Collinsworth said last night. So they were owned at the line of scrimmage. You said it like a peacock down there. You were walking real cocksure around Media Row. You were saying it to folks in New England. You were saying it to Kyle Brandt, who, come on, Kyle. You really picked the Patriots? Come on, Kyle.
I said it on ESPN Radio on Saturday afternoon. I said it on Evan Cohen in the morning. Like, anybody would listen. And I will admit, Brock, this is not about me, but I will admit, I got a little nervous once the game started because I was a little worried I'd gotten out over my skis. Yeah. But I just felt like they were a much better team than the Patriots. And the only quarterback we've seen all year do any damage to the Seahawks was Matt Stafford, who was the rightful MVP, and it shouldn't have been as close. And I think the last few weeks have shown that. Drake May could not do anything against this group, certainly not the way Stafford could. And I'm sorry. There's so much great sound to play from today. There were so many amazing moments from last night. We'll get to a ton of it.
Play it.
But this cut of everything I heard last night made me scratch my head. I just heard this and said, wait, what? No, you can't think that. Do you play in the same game that I just watched? Because I watched that game, and then afterwards I heard Drake May say this.
Tonight, what I'd like to have back, I'd like to go back to the beginning and redo it, but...
You would? Why? What do you think would be different if you redid it? I'd like to go back to the beginning and see people in my face knocking me down, confusing me on every single play. I'd like to throw 2 picks and give up a sack fumble and turn the ball over again. Did he think that was a mistake? Did he think that was a one-off? That wasn't a one-off. That's exactly what the Seahawks have done to mediocre quarterbacks all year long. He looked more like Max Brosmer than he did like Matt Stafford. Whatever.
Brosmer. Get his name right.
No.
Brosmer.
He doesn't deserve me to get his name right. That guy stinks on ice.
No, Brosmer was watching that game last night. Like, see? He was watching with his girlfriend or his parents or his buddies. Like, see? See, it's not just me.
I'm not the only one.
They are a machine, and they can chew you up and spit you out.
It's exactly,
like
Brock, exactly what the Saints thought after they played the Seahawks. It's exactly what the Commanders thought. It's exactly what the Cardinals thought. It's exactly what the Niners thought. And I don't know how he watched that game, and his response afterwards is, if we just ran it back. Yeah, I'd really like to start that over. No, you wouldn't. Because you might get beat worse than before. Honestly, the way the Seahawks played versus the way the Patriots played, you could make an argument the Patriots were the luckier team in that game.
You said going into it, they play 10 times. The Seahawks win 8. I think I leave that saying they play 10, they win 9.
I think you're right. Yep.
Honestly, just physically. It was just an absolute mismatch. And we've seen this on this stage this century. We certainly saw it last century. For those of you that are Salk's and I age, and not Brady's age or Lyle's age or others, youngsters, like you saw this with the Cowboys.
Yep.
You saw this with the 49ers. You saw this with teams that were just so better equipped in
Washington
totality.
at the time.
That's right. You saw it. You saw those kind of beatdowns.
Yeah.
In this century, the only time you have seen them is when groups up front just decimate the line of scrimmage. And that Seahawk D-line with Witherspoon coming in as an added Scud missile at about 1 million miles a freaking hour. Like, it was so overwhelming. The word we wanted to see and say, and the last things we said were suffocate. Just suffocate them. Just suffocate the pocket, suffocate them every time they catch it. Just suffocate them in the run game where you blow them off the ball at times. And the group was totally and completely suffocating last night, Salky. And then the celebration was kind of fun. And I love this team. You know what else I love about this team? And watching Wyman's recap, which was great. Wyman telling a couple stories, and I loved it because he's embedded with them. He's behind the scenes. He's like, man, when I watch them, in the morning at breakfast, and they're over there playing cards or rolling dice, they're just like chill, right? They are loose. And then come game time, you're on the field pregame, and it's like a whole different animal, right? And it's the same thing. Like the presentation afterwards, you couldn't get 2 words out of Ken Walker. Sam Darnold wasn't about to cry. Mike Macdonald, if everybody was, and well, him and Spoon were emoting the most. But did you see the locker room scenes? Did you see him shotgunning beers and just cutting it loose and letting it rip? And I bet you that party had some stories last night afterwards because, man, they earned it by suffocating the life.
Yeah, what did Gray Zabel say? It's a bad night to be a Bush Light. It's pretty good, man. It's
By
pretty
the way,
good.
when I saw that tweet, I thought it was hilarious, but I also clicked on it to make sure it was Gray Zabel. He only has like 5,000 followers, so Seahawks fans need to get on that.
Come on. Did I hear a little wheeze in your cough, or are you healed? Are we 100%? We back to normal now?
I finally went to the doctor yesterday morning, as a matter of fact. I got myself a little albuterol inhaler, and we're feeling it a little better. But the
how was it, man? How was it on your couch? How was it in your home?
It was great. Avery was out. She went to a Super Bowl party, so it's just me and Heather
Same
and
with Titus.
Cecily
Yep.
and Gertrude. Gertie, not a fan, I got to say. Because I did get a little nervous, got a little hyped. Not just nervous energy. And dogs, Morrow can tell you, dogs don't like nervous energy. Yep. You watch a football game with your dog, nervous energy, not great. And at some point, she just attacked me. She just jumped at me. She's pawing at me like she's batting at me.
Settle down. They got this. Settle down.
Yeah. But I was I got, just into it, right? Just that's the way the football games are watched.
Yep.
And
at 19-7, did you have a little bit of nervous energy? About 8 minutes to go in the game, and Woolen gives up the touchdown.
No, I did know, just as a radio host, there was that moment of like, man, you blow this.
Yeah, you texted that.
Yeah, you blow this.
I deleted
this. Is going to be the worst loss ever.
So I deleted your text.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So don't blow this. But
yes.
They weren't going to. I didn't actually think they would. Brock, the defense was so good. Every time they needed to make a play, they did. Every time, it looked a little iffy, they just made a play. The offense was fine. It wasn't their best game, but they did enough. They moved the ball.
That New England defense,
who they
by
missed
the way?
in that game? They missed Zach Charbonnet. As great as Ken Walker was, and he was great, and he's a worthy MVP. I legitimately thought that they missed Zach Charbonnet inside the red zone, where he really thrives. They missed him in the passing game. They missed him in third downs and in the blocking game. I actually felt like they really missed Zach Charbonnet. I have a takeaway for later that's like, hey, 2 things that do come out of this game. They're going to need a new right guard, and they're going to need another back because, unfortunately, Charbonnet's going to miss most of next year, and it's just too bad.
Yep.
But, yeah, Brock, this is just domination, man. They're just a better team. I don't know what Drake May's looking at. Like, if we just get him again. Maybe I have to say
that. He does. Of course he does. That's just the young competitor in him. That's just like, man, I wish we could roll it back. And you saw him move to tears last night talking about Vrabel, looking at his defense that played their guts out, man. That's a good defense.
Yeah, I don't blame if
those
I were him.
Problems. Those safeties are good. The corners are elite, especially Gonzalez. Like that, they're a linebacker and one rusher away from being
they're a good
really,
team.
really good on defense.
But come on, man. What, you want more of this, Drake?
3rd down and 5. Stevenson in the backfield now with a wide slot to the left side. May steps up in the pocket. He gets hit. Ball is on the ground. Seahawks fall on it. Murphy. Seahawks have it.
Yeah, you want more of that?
No,
you want Derek Hall in your grill?
No.
You want Byron Murphy in your face? You want Leonard Williams tossing you to the ground again?
Riley Mills eating you up,
taking
like
your
Big Mac
guard and virtually throwing him onto you. I mean, like, you want more of it? Okay, play again next Sunday. This team will beat you worse than before.
I promise you, he may have said that while that pain med was still going through him and while he was emotional. This morning when he couldn't move, and he got up, it was like, oh, I'm really glad I don't have to see those guys again. Not at all, unless we make the Super Bowl and run it back next year, because those guys, like they did to everybody save Matt Stafford and Baker early, Salk, every other quarterback. How many times on these Mondays did I say to you, it is miserable as a quarterback to play that group? Mentally, physically, emotionally, like in every way. They take your soul.
You use that word misery, Brock. Headline on the Boston Globe today, we talked about this, the Seattle Times saying redemption. The Boston Globe, from magic to misery.
Soak it in, Seattle.
3, 2, 1. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Congratulations to your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
We got the best team. 12 is 1. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
And this is where the champs play. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Oh, man, I am so hyped. Could not really sleep last night. I could just talk about this team forever and ever. And I could certainly talk about my friends at Tila Mortgage in the same way. Just great people over there. And if you find yourself in this situation, if you're 62 or older, you got a ton of equity in your home like many do in the Northwest, but you want to pull some cash out, you don't want to go through refinance or selling your place, well, what should you do? Well, Brock, you were here for Tila Mortgage. You should really look into a reverse mortgage, because number one, you do have 3 options, 3 different plays. You could sell your home, you could get the HELOC, or you could get that reverse mortgage. I think that's the right play to call. They've done the analysis. They believe that reverse mortgage is the most cost-effective way for seniors to get cash out of your home without selling and then having the option of no monthly mortgage payment. Too good to be true? I don't think so. Give my friends at Tila a call today and let's compare. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is that name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all of your mortgage needs. Give them a call this morning, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888. Insurance, property taxes, borrower's responsibility. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700. DayandNight.net.
Dealing with divorce and custody issues can be terrifying and very lonely, but you don't need to face it alone. Goldberg Jones has been helping Northwest husbands and fathers for more than 30 years. Thousands of men have put their trust in us. You can too. Learn more at goldbergjones.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
The celebration continues.
We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Seahawks are Super Bowl champions for the second time now. The franchise is #1 in the NFL world, and everyone's talking about them. Begrudgingly, maybe, but at least they are talking about them. They dismantled the Patriots yesterday, 29-13. The game was not really even as close as that score indicates. They struggled just a little bit in the red zone, and the Patriots had some garbage time points, kind of like what we saw with Tennessee earlier this year, but this game was not really in doubt, and certainly not after this moment.
May from the shotgun. 2nd down and 3. Steps up in the pocket, going to let one fly down the seam, and it's intercepted. Coming back near side, 40, 45, midfield, Julian Love, 40, steps out of bounds. On the near sideline in front of the Patriots bench, Julian Love.
It was a 12-point game at that point.
That's right.
And Julian comes up with the pick.
just got done saying, Collinsworth just got done saying, and Tirico, like, for the first time, maybe this game has slowed down to Drake.
Yeah.
Right? The touchdown the previous drive, he scrambled for 20, and then all of a sudden he throws it, and Collinsworth literally said, I've got no words. I have no idea what he was doing.
I don't even know what I was looking at. Like,
I guess here's the crossing route, maybe? I don't know. But he just threw it up for grabs.
It's funny, Brock. I told you on Friday, I was like, I just feel Julian Love. Maybe that's the guy we're going to be talking about on Monday. And first or second play, that he had a couple of, like a missed tackle and another moment. I was like, oh, geez. Maybe we are going to be talking about Julian Love. And then just good for him. He comes back. He gets a pick. He'd been kind of a forgotten member of the team. Same with Jaron Reed, a guy we haven't talked about in a while. He was, had a big play early in that game. I don't know. I really loved watching their defense do their thing.
Such a beautiful mix, wasn't it? As we just talked through this, we're going to be talking through this for days, if not weeks, and everything else. A beautiful mix of youth, of a Riley Mills, who just started playing in the back half of his rookie year because of his ACL, of absolute youth, Gray Zabel, And then the vets, Jaron Reed and the old heads, and Julian Love, and the guys that have been, and DeMarcus Lawrence.
Chenna Nwosu, who has
and
the big
D-Law,
interception
who said,
return.
I'm coming to Seattle to win a Super Bowl because I ain't winning in Dallas. And D-Law, you were prophetic, my man.
So true. You talk about sort of that great mix, Brock, and on defense, it was about all three levels getting it done together.
It's about being connected. And when we talk about, like, as a 12 as one, everybody working together, they're unrelenting. And they do it every day, and our coaches do a great job of feeding that mentality, but our players really decided that that's how they want to play football. They committed to it, and I'm really happy for them that it showed up today because they deserve it.
Yeah, 141 yards on the ground, no turnovers, special teams great, record 5 field goals, clutch punts, you name it, they did it, all led by their defense.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
And yet there wasn't really like one defensive player that you could give the MVP award to. It's kind of too bad. Could you? Derek Hall, Spoon. He was a really big factor in this game. I don't know. I'd have given it to Leonard Williams just on principle for what he'd done all year, but whatever. It ends up going to Ken Walker, and he's very deserving. How cool is this story? 135 yards on the ground. It could have been more. First running back to win it since TD, Terrell Davis, in 1998. So, yeah, the death of the running back, or at least the I'm not even sure what the right word is, the dismantling.
The game's moved on from the running game,
right.
Salk. It's no longer a line of scrimmage game. Well, that's been kind of flushed the last few years. Philly kind of flushed it last year. Seattle flushes it this year. That the game is still actually beautifully won at the line of scrimmage. Lots of stars on the perimeter, lots of great, sexy quarterback names. But when you dominate a game at the line of scrimmage, guess what? The running backs have a chance to win the MVP like he did last night. And, man, was he explosive.
So no quarterback MVP, once again, for the Seahawks. But Darnold was good. He did what he needed to do. Threw for 202 yards, a touchdown, no turnovers, which was the key.
Yeah, it's just it's special. I mean, I shared a great moment with my parents and my fiance Katie after the game, and I think that's what kind of got me a little bit. I told me and my dad don't really cry very often, and I told my dad I was, and my mom, but I'm here because of their belief in me, and they believed in me throughout my entire career, and I think that's why I was able to believe in myself almost ad nauseum. Like some people called me crazy throughout my career for believing in myself so much and having so much confidence, but it was because of my parents, because of the way that they believed in me throughout my entire career, and it allowed me to go out there and play free and have a ton of confidence.
And I hope that is injected into a lot of sports parents out there that hear that. And you got little 8-year-old Jimmy and little 10-year-old Julie and all your kids through junior high and high school. You're not there to be their critic. You're there to be their biggest fan.
But I also hope it's not too injected into all the sports parents out there, because your kid's probably not Sam Darnold, and you may not want to treat the world as if they are.
Thanks for the counterbalance, Salky.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Just saying. All right, what's next? Parade time on Wednesday. The parade starts at 10, basically, and it's going to be beautiful out. Weather in the 50s. We'll get more details on that today and tomorrow. And then it's into decision-making time, right? Free agent conversations. Ken Walker, Reek Woolen, Kobe Bryant, Boye Mafe, Rashid Shaheed, Josh Jobe, all major contributors who will be free agents.
Yep.
Ken Walker's getting that franchise tag, isn't he?
I would think that's
when you read that list.
The start. That's probably the start. Oh yeah, that list. That's the start. They'll pick up the options at JSN and Spoon. They got a lot of salary cap space.
They're not going to pay the franchise tag for a outside edge rusher for Boye.
No. John's done a marvelous job, and his whole team and the whole organization of making sure you're kind of set up now to handle this next wave. And pay as they did Cross, and they'll get JSN and Spoon extensions done, and they'll probably franchise K9. You're going to have to add a corner. You're probably going to lose Woolen and Boye. That's just the way the NFL works.
It's one cool thing about Boye. I'm glad he went out the way he did. If that was indeed his last game as a Seahawk, I thought he had a great game. That was one of the better games I've seen him play. He and Derek Hall. We talked about it briefly last night.
Yeah, you know what else I like?
He seems like a good dude, man. Every time he's ever been on this show.
Awesome. You know what I liked about last night, too? Actually, that umpire, I don't know if you knew this, Salk, going into, not the umpire, the white hat. The Seahawks were 0-4 against the spread with him officiating. And I love that they basically said, go brawl. Yeah. We're not going to call a hold. They didn't call really a hold other than at the end. Seahawks they didn't throw Josh Jobe out when that even like sideline referee was in there trying to break it up, and he almost takes a fist to the jaw. Like, they let the guys on the field absolutely play and cut it loose and let it rip, and I think that was to the Seahawks' advantage as well.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, that's everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Yeah, Boye had a really nice game. Derek Hall had a huge game. Those guys had been kind of pushed to the back a little bit, right? The 2 second-round picks by DeMarcus Lawrence and by Uchenna Nwosu. And it really is such a great – I don't know. I love examples.
Too bad Leonard didn't do anything, just one tackle. I mean, Leonard didn't do
He's kind of a non-factor. Yeah, I kind of saw that. Yeah, just not really a good player. Just kind of a non-factor. Right. Yeah, they didn't think about him at all from the other side. So he just didn't really do much. He didn't flash, Brock.
No, he didn't eat up doubles, so those guys were singled all night long on the right tackle. Moses, who's just too old to move. And Will Campbell, who, by the way, did you see that stat? Poor Will Campbell. 14 QB pressures allowed. The most in
all year.
Any game all season long.
Well, and they just kept coming at him, poor guy, too. Just like, hey, you know what? Let's run this this safety blitz. See what happens.
Salky's got short arms.
Is that the problem?
Yes.
The short arms means you can't block a streaking Devin Witherspoon? I don't know what their deal was, but hey, this is awesome, man. Seahawks are world champions, Super Bowl champions. Parade's coming on Wednesday. They won this game, a redemptive story for a whole lot of folks. It's next on Brock and Salk.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me? JSN!
Congratulations, Jackson Smith.
Jigba, you know, he's sicker than most when he run the post.
The NFL's AP Offensive Player of the Year, rewriting the Seahawks record books with his electrifying season.
JSN has it! Touchdown! Seahawks!
And this is where you hear every second.
A 61-yard rocket to number 11.
Seattle Sports.
All right, baseball opening day is kind of up next, and people all over the Northwest will lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds by then. They'll do it with the help of Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. That's the resolution, right? You can do it as well. Start with just a 15-minute phone call. I did this program. I lost 10 pounds in the first week, lost about 35 pounds after 8 weeks, and I didn't have to fight for space at the gym. I didn't have to deal with any taking pills or injections or fake bland box meals, none of that. Just delicious recipes and a group to offer support and accountability, an easy-to-follow plan that just works. Do it for yourself this year. Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic at 425-588-0080 or go to eastsideweightlossklinic.com.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Residential or commercial, please consider Cressy Door for all of your garage door needs. Cressy Door.
Hey Hawk fans, Jake Bowo. Stormy weather is here. How's your roof holding up? Give Techline Roofing a call. With the strongest warranty in the business, Techline has you covered. That's Tekline, roofing.com. Trust Techline.
Experience a luxury resort, breathtaking wildlife, spectacular wilderness, and amazing fishing at Queen Charlotte Lodge in northern British Columbia. King salmon runs are at their peak in May and June, and halibut and lingcod are always plentiful. Check out how easy it is to visit QCL at fishqcl.com. That's fishqcl.com. Queen Charlotte Lodge. Experience fishing first class. And remember, our dollar's worth $1.35 north of the border.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, Every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Buc-ee's makes auto care simple. Visit Buc-ee's.com today and drive with confidence. Buc-ee's.com.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to PendergastLaw.com. That's PendergastLaw.com.
When you jump on the back of a bull and the gate swings, there's no middle ground. You either ride it out with 8 seconds of pure adrenaline or hit the dirt and run. Bull riding is not just a sport, it's a gamble of guts and glory. Nothing else compares. This is the PBR Pendleton Whiskey Velocity Tour. See the best bull riders in the world face off at Busch Light PBR Everett at Angel of the Winds Arena this weekend. Ready to beat Cowboy? Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's bull time.
This week, Seattle football fans are going big, and so are Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton. Score a winning drive with the same-day test drive and take home. That's right. Find your perfect Toyota and drive it home today. Their teams are ready to help you in 2 stunning showrooms, Kirkland and Renton. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Don't punt on savings. Make your big game move now at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton. Visit in person or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
O'Brien. Yay to Bruce, the streaming king. With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge. He wants more, he's got to have more. More bedtime true crime. More podcasts in the shower. Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More. Fast internet speed. He's got the gigs to go big. Bring him the games. Right now. And his royal we. More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Olympic Hot Tub Super Smart Top Special is here. Hey, it's Ryan Roland Smith. This is your chance to save now on your new hot tub and get a free Smart Top worth $3,700. Take it from me because I have one. Smart Top is the ultimate cover for your tub. Strong, long-lasting, and ready to defend your tub against northwest weather. Super Smart Top special savings will make you feel, well, super. Details at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Redemption. Shout out to the Seattle Times. A great headline for the paper today, a paper of record. It was a redemptive story for a lot of people. I think for me, it starts with Sam Darnold. It continues through Jody Allen, the offensive line, John Schneider, the Seahawks fans, and all the pain and misery from the Patriots beating them in 2014, 15. I mean, all of that it comes to my mind. The Sam Darnold thing is great, and I heard Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman and Chris Canty talking a lot about it this morning and trying to figure out, okay, what do you learn from this? What is the formula? And I heard Evan saying, well, I think it's, give quarterbacks a gap year. Give them an opportunity to sit and watch for a little while and then see what happens. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, because his 2 examples were Tua and Kyler Murray. Like, maybe if they got a gap year next year, they'd come back and be better. Like, well, they've both had plenty of time to watch games. Those guys are always hurt. Like they've had plenty of time to watch. Yep. It's not just watching. It's where you watch. It's how you watch. It's maybe being humbled enough to figure out how you need to make some changes. Yep. I don't have an official word on this. I'm trying to think, Brock. How many quarterbacks in the NFL, in the history of the NFL, have won the Super Bowl after being a backup quarterback at the Super Bowl? I can only think of, 2. I believe Jeff Hostetler was a backup to Phil Simms and then won the Super Bowl.
He definitely was.
And I believe, and I know Steve Young was a backup to Joe Montana and then won the Super Bowl. I'm guessing 1 or 2 of the Washington quarterbacks in the early 90s. One of them, I don't know whether it was Rippon or Doug Williams. Like, I'm guessing one of them was a backup to Jay Schrader or something. I have to go back and look. But I bet it's a very small
And I think the 72
number.
Dolphins, right? Greasy got hurt and the backup came in.
But had he been a backup in other Super Bowl championships? Maybe?
No,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's a couple. It's not none. but it's not a common story.
No.
And I do think it makes it all the more impressive that Sam Darnold was a backup quarterback in the Super Bowl just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, in that building.
In that building.
Yes. Yeah, and I thought Kyle Shanahan yesterday, I have this in my takeaway, I thought he was awesome. And by the way, Jason Garrett on set, like, wow, you should have run to Marshawn. And Kyle, good for him, was like, actually, you shouldn't have. The pass was the right call, and it just wasn't, executed, and maybe the wrong pass. But it was really great. And, he said there's been way too overblown about Sam, and we rehabbed him, and we incubated him. He's like, no, Sam came in here, and we could see it. Like we could, and heck, if Brock Purdy was at a different age and stage and where he was, maybe Sam Darnold's quarterback of the 49ers, and he's not a Seattle Seahawk because they saw the talent.
Yep.
Fred Warner said he practiced against it every day. He saw the talent. And I love this from DJ, by the way, yesterday, Salk. And we'll talk to Daniel Jeremiah tomorrow. This was before kickoff. He tweeted out, he said, you know what? I've been studying quarterbacks in the draft the last couple of days, and I keep coming back to the word in my notes over and over: conviction. You can tell the guys that trust their eyes and play with confidence. It'll be very interesting to watch the Super Bowl today with that going through my mind. Play with conviction. And isn't that a lot of what Sam did last night from the first throw? That dude undercut that out route to A.J. Barnett. Yeah, I know your sphincter got a little tight. So did everybody. So did Molly's. I think Molly gasped on the couch.
There were audible gasps.
Yes. Because
it was like two of his first three throws, Brock, looked like they were going to get picked.
It took a car wash ball. He had to throw that with such unbelievable accuracy and conviction.
Can I ask you the other side of that?
Yeah.
Why not throw it somewhere else?
Well, that's the read. That's the throw. That's
I
the
know,
one
but it
I
wasn't
won.
open.
That's the one I won. It was open. He made a perfect throw.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't open.
It wasn't open to your.
Sam said himself,
to your
I
comfort
knew
level.
that my job was to not turn the ball over. He nearly turned it over in the first play.
He didn't know it on the first drive of the game. It didn't.
No,
declare
he
itself
said
then.
going into the game, he knew that was his job.
Sure.
Brock.
Yep.
I would have liked him to not
remember
done
in
that.
Maverick? Do you remember in
I don't
Maverick?
know.
Do you remember the margin of error
Don't care.
Tom Cruise had flying through the canyon in Iran before he dropped the bomb? There was no margin for error, and there was no margin for error whatsoever on those first couple
I don't think
throws.
they actually call it Iran. I think it's
No,
just
they did not.
it's just a random place. Same like they don't call it that's
Anywho.
the enemy, Brock. I think they call it.
Sorry, the MiGs. Yep. Sorry, just the enemy. But there was no margin for error on that, Salk. And if he did not have conviction when he let it out, if there was any hesitancy, if there was any, I'm not going to let it rip, guess what? That would have been a pick six. You just started the game with a pick six. If he threw it 6 inches behind, because that DB in New England's whole mindset was, we're going to let it rip. We're going to jump routes. We're going to take risks. And if they double move us or they throw over our head, fine. But we are not going to let Sam get into comfort zone. And it took a lot of conviction from Sam throughout that game to ultimately not turn it over and do what he had to do.
So game specific, we asked earlier on the phones, and we'll probably come back to the phones at 9:30 as well. I love on days like today hearing from all of you guys, we'll get back to that at 9:30. But Brock, tell me just more specific. Yeah. Why the Seahawks win that game last night? I know they were the better team. I mean, if you ask me that question, it's going to be because they're just better. But give me a little football insight.
Yeah, I'll just kind of football insight. And you listen to Chris, and Chris has called a lot of Super Bowls, and I got a bunch of texts from people that were really frustrated with some of his analysis because it was way too big or that. I thought he did a pretty darn good job.
Yeah.
And I thought what he felt in that booth is what I felt from my couch. And that's a word that I love to say to you, and I haven't said it a lot lately, Salk, but that word is dictate. The Seahawks dictated, and New England had to just react and respond. Over and over. It's like a boxing match. And Super Bowls are. And big stages are like boxing matches, right? And right from the early rounds, you bloodied them, right? You bloodied Drake's nose. You bloodied Will Campbell. You bloodied the rookie left guard. You bloodied them. You got to the edges in your outside zone. Those are your body blows, right? You're not looking for a haymaker or a knockout, though Ken had 2 explosive runs on that outside zone, but you're just looking to body blow them, to take that edge, to dictate that we're going to do what we want to do, and you're going to respond to us. So Blue 88, I'll give you a couple schematic things there, Salky, but big picture, that was it to me, because you saw just a heavyweight, right? A heavyweight that just could throw, and his punch and the power of his punch was so much stronger than what the middleweight could respond with. They tried to. Their middleweights did a great job. Their nickel, their safety had 13 tackles. Their corner, Gonzalez, played as good a game as any corner in the Super Bowl I can remember. He was all over it, Salk. They had to be. But their heavyweights in the trenches, whew. Milton Williams missed 2 sacks. Sam made him dodge, right?
Sam moved very well in that game. Probably the best he has, maybe even all year. Used his legs.
Panic. Yeah,
no, that was a really
to his
great
feet when he needed to.
Yep.
Yes, huge. But I'd say that as much as anything, they were the one that dictated their plan. New England had their plan. You could see it. Like they too, hey, man, don't turn it over. Take sacks. Take sacks.
That
it's
worked
okay.
out great. They only turned it over 3 times in the game.
Yep.
No, I look, for me, it's simple, right? Why did the Seahawks win this game? Alex Smith said it afterwards.
I thought Drake May, again, listen, he's the second youngest quarterback to ever play in the Super Bowl. It's a tough environment. But offensively, again, it was almost like they were coaching him not to make the mistake, right? Don't go out there and make the mistake. And anytime you play a defense like this, that's this aggressive, again, it's going to snowball on you. You almost have to match the aggressiveness, right? And we saw it in the second half when they had nothing to lose. Finally, they make some plays because you got to push it downfield, and he's got to use his legs. But again, too much. This group up front, that D-line was just...
They're just too much. They're just too much for him.
That's a great, by the way, that is a great analysis. Because if you go into the
He's
game...
He's a pretty smart dude, by the way. I like Alex Smith.
Alex is smart. And you go into a game as a quarterback going, just don't make a mistake. Right? It's like, hey, man, just don't leave it over the middle of the plate. Right? We're just going to live on the edges. Just don't leave it over the middle of the plate.
Just don't put it in the water.
Yep, exactly.
Just don't go right.
How does that work out?
Just don't go right into the water.
Especially against an aggressive foe. How does that work out for you? So usually not very well.
Did you think the Seahawks were more aggressive than normal last night?
Yes.
I know they had a lot of pressure times with just 4. But, man, it sure felt like they blitzed a lot more than I've seen at any point this year.
I think they brought Spoon 6 times. Mike Macdonald said that afterwards. He was asked about that.
I know they brought Eamon Worry a couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like they had – and at one point, the Patriots seemed to kind of figure it out. They had 2 plays in a row where the blitz came from the right side, and Drake May looked right to his left and had an outlet, and it was nice and easy. And they gained some pretty big yards on 2 plays in a row. I think that was right before the Love interception. So, like, well, all right, whatever. But why so much blitz?
Because you want to speed him up. You know, you wanted to do to him what the Patriots did all 3 games of their playoffs, Salk. You realize the Patriots gave up 8 points a game, right? Like that defense, and I was texting you throughout, I was like, man, this defense is really good. You know, I kind of watched them passively through the playoffs, but watching them in person, like that group's really, really sound, really fast, really aggressive, and they'd given up 8 points a game in those 3. Why? They sped up Herbert. Herbert was totally out of whack. He couldn't function. What did they do to Stroud? My gosh, C.J. Stroud's not that bad a player. They humiliated him, right? I mean, they depanced and embarrassed him big time, so much so he had to get a haircut, and he's in witness protection right now trying to reinvent himself. And then obviously Stidham, the backup quarterback, had 1 drive and then could do absolutely nothing even at home. So they did the same thing, really, the Patriots did in their run to the Super Bowl, and that is speed up their opponent. And once that clock for Drake May, you saw it with his eyes. Where were his eyes? Where were his eyes and feet? Sam's were methodical. Boom, boom, boom. Even when Milton Williams was a free rusher twice because Anthony was a turnstile. Didn't matter. I'm gonna do my drill that we work on all the time. I'm gonna dip my shoulder. I'm gonna rip. I'm not gonna take a sack. I'm gonna throw it away or run it the second time. You know, and Drake May never did. I mean, once they sped him up and they showed a shot of him and it was a blitz early and he jumped Salk 3 yards in the pocket. I was like, oh, they got him. They sped him up like a pitcher, and he could never slow the game down. Never. I'm looking at my notes here of DJ's 3 keys to the Super Bowl. Do you remember his 3 keys? It was alliteration. It was the 3 L's. It was limit May's legs. They largely did that.
Yeah.
He got
although a few of their biggest plays were his legs.
They were. But he didn't score any touchdowns. They didn't run read option. They didn't, he did a couple and got a couple plays. Locate Milton Williams. Okay, he
got in there a few times, but Sam knew where he was anyway and was able to avoid him.
But the biggest one was the other big key to this game. So when you're playing that opponent and you've sped him up, don't give him anything. Make him go the long field. Michael Dixon had arguably the greatest game. Chris Vanini tweeted this, and you saw it last night. The greatest game of any punter in the history of the Super Bowl. And I know 2 of our callers' first 3 pointed to Michael Dixon, Salk, but did you see the raw numbers of it? I'm going to give Chris Vanini his due here. It's one of my million pictures of tweets I got last night, but this is so true. and so accurate. Let's see. Michael Dixon had what must be the best punting performance in Super Bowl history. 7 punts that averaged 48 yards, 3 down inside the 6-yard line, including 1 at the 1. Only 2 were returned for 4 total yards. And, oh, by the way, multiple great holds on some snaps that were a little iffy on those field goals. So the $4 million man, the highest paid punter in the league, yeah, he earned every dollar and cent of that
punter in the league.
Too.
It's so fun. Hey, why don't the Seahawks ever go for it on 4th down? They got the highest paid punter in the league, guys. They're not going to just go for it every 4th down. They've got the highest paid punter.
Did you see him at the end?
No.
I think it was his penultimate punt. And it was like Collinsworth's like, you got to catch it. And Tirico's like, how do you catch that UFO?
Right.
And they show Dixon doing his little spin like, yeah, man, good luck catching that thing. You like my Aussie spin? You like that? You going to try to catch that? No,
I don't know.
you're
I
not.
thought the last punt when the Patriots brought the house and he hit quick line drive right to the 5-yard line. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. This dude can do anything. I can't believe we're sitting here talking about a punter. Seahawks just won the Super Bowl, for God's sakes. Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Eward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Well, their offensive play caller, Clint Kubiak, had a pretty good day. He's going to be moving on. He confirmed, obviously, that he will be the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. But what did he do best? What was his best call of the day?
Yeah, he kind of sat on a bunch of things, right? And at the right time, I'm going to play that card. Like a great poker player that just folds and just kind of lets it. But when I've got it, I'm going to pull the trigger and I'm going to be aggressive. There are a couple great screens. One Sam had to throw away, but another screen that went for a great play. But this was the first touchdown. I think there was some thought that maybe nobody was going to score a touchdown in this game with the way the defense was playing. Cut 13. This, and I'll go into detail, was an awesome play.
Alani in the backfield now. Play fake to him. Sam stops, looks, throws, got a man wide open. Touchdown, Seahawks! It is A.J. Barner. He could not wait to get out of that hotel. Talked to him yesterday. He said, I got to go hit somebody. A.J., how about catching a touchdown, too?
He had a good game.
Remember, he sure did. Remember, it was A.J. that on the Wednesday practice said, keep the pads on. Don't take the pads off. Like, let's go. And it was on that play, Salk. And you saw this in the red zone, right, the week before against the Rams. Some real creativity with where JSN was. And the key to this one, and this was the only play I think I rewound with Titus, but it was the motion of that play. So he starts to the left, and many times you motion all the way across the formation, and then what that does is it kind of clears the picture for the defense, right? They can make their calls, they can yo-yo their safeties, but they didn't do that there. In fact, they snapped it with him right between the A-B gap, and he went actually through the line of scrimmage, through the C gap to run that corner route. It's called like an insertion. Where are you going to insert the motion? Inserted it there, and now there's some risk. Like, you got to get through that mess. Like, if you get held up at all, you get banged up by the D tackle, like, there's some risk to that. But A.J. navigated it beautifully. The linebacker got lost. It was just, like he's done with Barner a bunch this year. Was it the Carolina game? It's a Carolina game, right? Same kind of deal. Bryce Young ain't beating us. Long fields. They can't do anything. And then when we need to pull the trigger and we're going to run the fake bend corner, we're going to hit A.J. for really the touchdown that sealed it. That didn't seal it, but it made it almost insurmountable. Great scheme, great execution, great play call.
All right, question number 2. I think we had a sense that Ken Walker was going to be a big part of the game plan, Brock. Why was he a good fit against that New England scheme?
Yeah, just space, because that's a boom or bust scheme with New England. When you have that much arsenal thrown at the line of scrimmage and you throw your safeties and you throw everything, Salk, you could hear Sam a bunch of times say, can. Like, it's a nicer way than saying kill. Because it used to just be kill. You call 2 plays in the huddle, right? Here's the first play, and then we're going to kill to the second. So then all you got to say is kill. Well, I think maybe the NFL got to the teams and said, can we not say kill every play? Can we say, like, come up with a new term like can? Like, we'll can this play and we'll run the second one. And you heard them do that a lot because of, and how they were playing with their safeties and the amount of people around the line of scrimmage. So it's a little bit of the way New England played with boom or bust. But I'll give some real credit to Boomer here. All right, Chris Berman, who ended our show on Friday, and it was awesome. Afterwards, came up to me and said, hey, I got to tell you a little something. I got to go to practice yesterday, so just keep this in your back pocket. Because only the NBC folks and Chris Berman were allowed, and the pool reporter, that was it. They're allowed to practice. And he said, I couldn't believe the amount of times that K9 was in that plan. Motioning, screens, run game, the emphasis was going to be on K9. Like, you're going to have your number called a bunch, and you're going to get a ton of opportunities. And sure enough, lo and behold, he did. And what did he do with them? He maximized them all the way to the first MVP at running back since Terrell Davis in the 90s. Amazing. Kudos.
Question number 3. Defensive side of the ball, Brock. They certainly blitzed a whole lot, but how did it work? How was it a wrinkle? What did it do to the Pats?
Yep, so again, we'll play a little sound here. We played it already a couple times because this was the final dagger in the whole thing. Drake May trying to drop back ended up being an interception because the ball never hit the ground, so it didn't matter if his arm was going forward or not. It was picked by Uchenna, but this is what it sounded like from Steve Rabel.
1st and 10 at the Seattle 44. Here comes the blitz. May hit as he tries to throw. Ball comes out, going the other way with it. Turning upfield, it's Chenna Nwosu, and he scores. Touchdown, Seahawks! The Seahawks defense, they have done it again. Drake May tried to throw. He gets hammered. Nwosu comes up with the ball.
So we'll get Macdonald tomorrow. Right, obviously, I think the party just ended based on some of the videos I'm looking at. So the boys and the crew will all fly home today, and we'll get Mr. Macdonald tomorrow. We can ask him specifically. And now that the hay's in the barn, he can share the whole game plan with us, right? But he did kind of hint at it afterwards that, yeah, we use Spoon more than normal. That was going to be one of our go-to blitzes.
Do you think
because we could disguise him. That was the key to it.
Yeah.
So quick little story time on Thursday or Friday. I saw Bill Romanowski, and I almost went to talk to him, but I was like, no.
You don't want to get hit again.
Well, Bill Romanowski bluffed me.
He bluffed you.
He was the bluffer.
Mobley.
So he was out there kind of bluffing like he was going to blitz and empty protection.
John Mobley.
And then John Mobley, did the rest of my kidney and everything else. This was a different deal, man. This was Spoon out there, and it's not an uncommon. Adam Archuleta, Jeff Schwartz, many of the football junkies that look at the game tape today, I've already seen their analysis. It wasn't some exotic blitz out of nowhere. You've seen this weak side nickel blitz all over the league for 25 years, but it was the speed and the disguise. Spoon didn't give it away, or he gave it away at a time where Drake May's eyes had left the scene. And then all Drake May felt was a scud missile. Here it comes. And whether it sped him up, whether that time it actually landed and detonated right in his lap for the pick six interception, it was just one of those calls he was going to get to because Spoon played unbelievable. Played one of his best games of the year, too.
That is today's Blue 88. Do you think they used more of that because of the health concerns with Eamon Warry?
That's a good question. I think that could play a little bit of a role, but it was much more of let's speed this young quarterback up.
No, I understand.
And by the way, this O-line too.
So many coming from Spoon.
From Spoon because he's that fast, and on a fast track like that, he's unbelievably fast. And that was the thing too that you hear from a lot of people, and I do. I love Jeff Schwartz's analysis, and he's like, you watch the actual All-22 this morning when it came out, you see the speed. It's as if they played Salk at a speed one tick faster. On your remote control, when you speed up once, you get that little arrow. Like they were playing at that speed, and New England's front couldn't handle it. So not only does it screw with the eyes of the quarterback, what do you think Will Campbell's thinking now? What do you think that rookie left guard is thinking now? What do you think, even the veteran right tackle is thinking now? Like, oh gosh, where's it coming from now? My head is just on a swivel, right? Is it a 4-man rush? Is it a 5-man rush? Is it a losing of a rush? Is it a delayed rush? Like it was just scrambling the wires of all of them. And it did, and it dominated, and the Seahawks are Super Bowl champs.
They sure are. You can't say that one enough, man. The Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. Mike Macdonald is in the center of all of it. I don't know if he's prophetic, but he certainly has a way with his words that he is willing to repeat over and over again. I went through a few of them, Brock, and I think when you play them together, you get a very clear sense as to why the Seahawks just won that Super Bowl. That'll be next on Brock and Salk.
Soak it in, Seattle.
3, 2, 1. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Congratulations to your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
We got the best team,
12 is won. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
And this is where the champs play. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Oh, man, I'm going to have goosebumps with every one of my reads today just listening to that. Can't say it enough. Our football team are champions. It is just awesome. And as you listen to all the guys afterwards, did you hear the same thing that I did? It's about their teammates, about others. They come first. Well, for my friends at People Come First, it's called PCF Construction Group for that very reason. People come first. And if you're tired of growing in the cold and the rain every winter, well, with a patio cover, a heater, and a fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long. They built it for us, and we sure did, staying warm and dry even in the winter. And right now, you can take advantage for one more week. This is the last week of this. Off-season savings through February 15th and get 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. Most people, you don't consider building a deck in the winter. I get it. But if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Planning permits take a little time, so get started right now and take advantage for one more week of 10% off. Get all your ideas, browse photos, and find the details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Everything that matters is at stake in a divorce. Your home, your savings, your children. For many of our clients, a divorce was unwanted. This is Rick Jones. At Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men, our team of experienced attorneys handle every aspect of a divorce and custody case. When stakes are high, you need a lawyer you can trust. Husbands and fathers trust Goldberg Jones. Visit us at goldbergjones.com to get your questions answered at no charge. That's goldbergjones.com.
Here's what you can look forward to when you get your windows replaced. The whole house being way warmer and a lot quieter. Dave Wyman here, and when we had finally had it with our old windows with broken seals, we called Harley Exteriors. They were incredibly friendly, professional, and absolutely knew their stuff. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade. They keep heat in and noise out, plus they're truly gorgeous windows. I said, you guys must use a different type of glass, and sure enough, it's their Olympic series, which is manufactured here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy one window and get the second 40% off. No payments or interest until 2027, and take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. That's harleyexteriors.com.
Do you have a car sitting around collecting dust? Well, turn that car into cash at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Not only will they purchase your vehicle today, pay you right up front, but it gets even better because once they resell your old car, they share 50% of their profit with you. I'm here with my friend Mark Clymer from Wayscar Ford in Auburn. So, Mark, it's been a few years since you started offering this. How's it going?
I got to tell you, customers are loving it. They're getting top dollar for their vehicle up front. They're getting paid right now. And the best part is when we resell that vehicle, they're getting 50% of the profit.
That 50% has now amounted to over $1 million shared with customers. Why do you think it's working so well?
Let's face it, it's Thunderdome out there with all the auto theft, the identity theft, and the other scams going on today. Less and less people are comfortable trying to sell their car themselves. So we offer them a way to get a lot more money for their car without having to go through all the hassle of trying to sell it themselves.
And it's only at Wayscar Ford, Isuzu in Auburn. Wayscarford.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia.
Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Pillars, Brock. We're going to go with pillars. Not pillars of the community, but pillars of the Mike Macdonald philosophy and system and buy-in. They're not sayings. They're not slogans. They're not slogans. I don't want to insult them. They're awesome. They are pillars. I love it. Thanks to the texter who sent that in earlier. I think it's absolutely right. I went through a few of them. Excuse me. We've heard them all throughout the year, right? All of these things that Mike Macdonald has said over and over again. We've taken notes. We've asked him for more details about them, right? To try to get to really understand what all of these things are and how they work together and just what it means to play for Mike Macdonald. And so Maura and I went through this morning and kind of put all of these together. Okay, so I will, where should we start? You want to start with complimentary? Because that was something he said to us last year. Complimentary football. And we asked him what that means.
I think some people might say, hey, complimentary football, like, hey, let's take care of the ball. Let's do it the way you said, like initially, hey, we're gonna play great defense and we're gonna run the ball and take care of it and kind of matriculate down the field and see where it is in the fourth quarter. I don't think that's us. I think we can do a better job, obviously, taking care of the football. But to me, those are inputs and decisions that we make, and we've had some things not go our way, and so the results aren't what we want. So we have to go back to our process is the point. But I think the intent and how we call games and things like that is complementary.
It's complementary. We found out it also just kind of means complete, and there's no doubt. All 3 units contributing the way they did to that game yesterday and to the whole season, complementary football.
Yeah, and I think the D in that, or A, B, C of complementary or complete, the D is when the game declares itself, then you're complete enough to play whatever game you got to play to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it's why they won 10 in a row. It's why, really, I'll come back to that 8-minute mark, sitting up there in the suite on that Thursday night, and Rashid Shaheed really turning the season with that punt return. Because you're down 16 at that point, Salk. You lose that game. You're not the number 1 seed. You got to go on the road. Who knows what that all looks like. But from that point forward, it was a different football team. I mean, I think he turned it over twice in Carolina. He didn't turn it over once the final 4 games. They were all must-win games. But you played in the games, however they declared themselves, you could play that complete style.
Well, we've certainly heard the phrase 12 is 1.
I don't know if anybody can hear me afterward, but the power of 12 is 1 is real, Just synergy, people buying in, doing it together. We're not we don't have a bunch of superstars and all that. We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected and doesn't blink and plays the whole game.
That's one time Mike described it. It's been a whole bunch more. Here was Devin Witherspoon.
I mean, it kind of self-explanatory, to be honest. We played 12 people as one. I mean, really 11, but it feels like 12 the way we swarm to the football. That's on both sides of defense, on offense and defense. But we always stay together, man. We preach that every day. Just, stay together no matter what. So as long as we got each other back, it doesn't matter what else happens. So.
Well, it sure seemed like there were at least 12 on the field for the Seahawks.
13 or 14.
19 or 25. I mean, just they were everywhere. And
well, Streaker was on the field at one point, so there were 12.
That whole, what is it, Mike? His 1.09, right? If everyone puts in their 1.09, you get to 12. Sheesh. I feel like you sure got that yesterday.
How could you not feel that last night, right? And then the 12s in the stands as well. 65% at least of that crowd. The post game as they all looked at the 12s. And how good was Mike Macdonald yesterday, by the way? I couldn't picture him 12 months ago doing that at the Super Bowl, right? I just couldn't picture him handling all that, navigating the week, communicating, just He was emoting. He was so stinking good.
He was really
yesterday.
good. He really was.
Golly.
Well, he was loose and focused, Brock. How many times did we hear them say that? Not just leading up to the Super Bowl, but really, throughout the year. Julian Love explained it yesterday.
No, well, I'll talk about loose and focused. Like when you see us, if you have eyes on us in the locker room at halftime on the sideline, we love each other. Like we are constantly messing around. We're not too serious. We don't take ourselves too serious. But when that whistle sounds, when we step across those white lines, then it's focused. And that's kind of the message of it. It's like we're allowed to have fun. Mike allows us to have fun. The coaching staff, everybody's always laughing and having a good time. But then when there's work to be done, we go to work.
Yeah, I love that. When I do my little Madden recording, Salk, it's about an hour 45 in that my brain just gets mushy every time. And it's why the sessions are no longer than 2 hours, because with your beta waves and creative waves, you can't be on that much. And I think back to teams I was on, the bus is like, nobody say a word. And you're just trying to lock in on that bus before the game, and you're just so intense, a pregame meal. And, you're just so, I don't think you can stay in that mode, in that focus for hours on end, on and off the field. I think you have to have a little bit of that switch, but learning that switch and learning when to be loose yet still totally focused when the time calls for it.
Seeing them shadow box right in the couple of days and moments before the game versus seeing the just ferocity and focus and attention to detail that they've really had all year long. I think that was very evident last night and throughout the season. So just as you go through these Mike pillars, they're all there. So I did complimentary. We did 12 as one. We did loose but focused. How about stacking plays?
If you really look at it through the lens of stacking plays, when you come out of the Tennessee game, I felt like we kind of we got some good plays and then we let off the gas, or Tennessee made a play, or maybe we did a self-inflicted wound, or I called a bad play, or there's something that wasn't we didn't really get to that next level in terms of stacking a game. And it doesn't have to be you just keep scoring every 5 plays and you end up 35-0. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just great situational awareness, playing off one another, from offense to defense, doing a good job. Kickoff team that plays a part of it. J-My hitting some really clutch field goals for us.
That wasn't about yesterday's game. That was actually from a couple of weeks ago, months ago, but it could have been.
Might as well.
I mean, that was not, I don't know when that was from. I forget what game that was from, a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been, he could have said that yesterday. He could have said that today.
Salk, is maybe the most remarkable number, and I think Albert Breer talked about it post-game, and Mike Sando and others referenced it too, that totally epitomizes that. Through 3 quarters of the game last night, through 3 quarters of the Super Bowl, against a 17-win team, right, that had just won 3 games in a row to put themselves on that stage, they had run New England. Going into the 4th quarter, did you see this? They had run 39 plays for 78 yards.
Yeah.
You want to talk about stacking plays and stacking series and stacking quarters through 3 quarters.
Yeah.
39 plays. That's 2.0 yards a play.
Yeah, and that's
78 yards.
Through the first, I saw through the first half, it was 51 yards on 25 plays. So it just continued exactly at the same rate. And I know they got some. It's too bad that the final numbers get a little skewed just because of how the 4th quarter went, but. That's domination, man. That is complete domination by this defense. They absolutely stack plays. And then to your point in Blue 88, Brock, they built plays on top of plays, right? And setting things up for later in the game. They were absolutely stacking plays in that game, another pillar of Mike Macdonald's philosophy. And then how about the Ready Squad? You think the Ready Squad showed up? Right? I mean, obviously that's more throughout the year with more injuries and things that they had to deal with. But Riley Mills coming up with a straight bull rush sack as he takes the guard and just plants him right into the lap of Drake May. That's Ready Squad action, no?
Yeah, how about George Halani sticking his face in the fan a couple times versus all that pressure? He makes a great catch on a 2nd down that made it a manageable 3rd down that they go on and convert as well. The whole special teams phase of it. I mean, Brady Russell, his hair flying around like a Viking, just out of his
How about Tyrese Knight, who lost his job as the starting linebacker earlier this year? Just just old school NFL crunch course collision style on that kickoff. Yeah, that was
It
pretty
is
good.
The one corollary, the closest thing they have to that last Super Bowl team and that last Super Bowl win 12 years ago when we were in on a Monday morning talking about, well, you weren't, but now you are, Salk. The monkey is off your back totally and completely.
We'll get to that.
It's the one thing that those two things have in common. So many differences in so many different ways in the presentations and their own pillars, in their noise and all of it. But the same thing was about the group.
Mm-hmm.
That team was so much better, 1 through 53, than the Broncos were that day, and it was on full display. And last night, 1 through 70, that whole ready squad and all the available people were so much better than New England's group in totality. And
then throw on the last one of Mob Ties, Mission Over Bull. And it almost got away from Josh Jobe a little bit. It was not always perfect on the MOB side of things. But overall, MOB, man, they stayed focused on the mission. They didn't focus on all the outside noise. If you want to win the Super Bowl, there's plenty of outside noise that comes with those couple of weeks leading up to it. They were loose, they were focused, and they were able to stay true to their mission. So complimentary, 12 is 1, loose but focused, stacking plays, ready squad, mission over bull. That's 6, Brock. There's probably a bunch more, but those were the 6 that really jumped out to me. And Mike Macdonald has these because those things are all very simple.
Yep. Is Chasing Edges on there? We could have Chasing
You know what? It should have been
Let's
7.
make it a perfect 7. My favorite
Chasing
number.
Edges to me is more like
Everybody.
overarching.
That's everybody.
Right? That's just the way they go after it.
Yep.
But maybe that's, having the thought process to get Devin Witherspoon and the way just a tremendous, tremendous time to be a Seahawks fan. So we got takeaways coming up in 20. We got phone calls at 9:30. Mike Macdonald will join us tomorrow. The parade will be on Wednesday. Pretty good time to be a Seattleite, that's for sure. It's Brock and Salk, Sale Sports on 710.
Soak it in, Seattle.
3, 2, 1. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Congratulations to your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
We got the best team. 12 is 1. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
And this is where the champs play. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
This is so full circle for me. For 24 years, almost a quarter century, Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar has been Bellevue's and my go-to for fresh seasonal seafood. Quick story, when I started in media, I at times got paid. And I by John Howie Restaurants, by Sport Restaurant, then in Seattle, and Sea Star eventually. That's how I got my original pay. So my roots go deep, deep, deep with John, and I love him. And his reputation for excellence behind every plate, it stands the test of time. Whether it's local oyster, sushi, cedar, plank salmon, Dungeness crab bisque, there are generous portions with true value, and every detail is cared for. From the moment you walk in at Sea Star, you feel it, to the friendly thank you on your way out. And whether it's a production crew dinner that we've had, a date night, a business dinner, or catching up with friends and family, the welcoming atmosphere and polished service make conversations so easy, and everybody leaves impressed. And right now, what an amazing deal. How about a 3-course dinner in the lounge every night from open to close, starting at just $50? That's right, Sea Star. It's a dining experience you remember. SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Eric Johnson here. I covered a lot of accidents over the past 30 years or so, but I never got to say much about what to do after a crash. Be honest, do you know what evidence to collect, what pictures to take, what documents to request, or what you shouldn't say to your insurance company? The Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the roads throw at them. Know your rights and how to avoid common mistakes after an accident by getting your free copy at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey everyone, Rick Witters, owner of Cressy Door. At Cressy Door, we offer top-of-the-line garage doors, garage door service, and garage door repairs. Residential or commercial, please consider Cressy Door for all of your garage door needs. Cressy Door.
Congratulations, Seattle. You are champions. Get to Dick's Sporting Goods to continue the celebration with all new official Seattle Champions gear. Seattle Champions gear will go fast, so beat the rush and come on out to your local Dick's or shop online at Dicks.com. Every celebration starts at Dick's.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries, and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
The Mariners fix you need during the offseason.
Fans are on their feet. Listen to this.
The Uncruise Adventures Hot Stove, Tuesday nights at 7 on Seattle Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice. With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Super Bowl champions, Brock. The trophy is coming back home to Lumen Field and the city of Seattle. Just incredible. Wonderful Super Bowl yesterday as the Seahawks dominated almost from the opening whistle right to the end. There were a couple little blips in there, but they were by far the better team, and it was all over. They were world champs.
Seahawks are going to send a couple of those starting defenders back onto the field for the last play, perhaps, of this Super Bowl. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Pats. They have to go for the end zone if they want any points. The 12s, they are standing. The Seahawks defenders are asking for even more noise, and they're getting it. 3 receivers on the left side for May. Single receiver right. May dumps it off underneath. Ball is caught. It's the running back. It's Henderson. He is tackled in bounds. 3, 2, 1. The Seahawks. They're bringing it home again for the second time in less than 12 years. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest, and the party begins at Levi Stadium and in Seattle, and it won't stop for days.
And based on some videos, it looks like it was quite a party last night.
It did look pretty fun.
Loose but focused.
Loose, more loose than focused, depending on which video you saw.
It truly has been a magical season from the very first game to tonight here in Santa Clara. Thank you so much for hosting us. I have to thank all the 12s that are here with us. All the 12s at watch parties everywhere, and all the 12s around the world. Yes!
She likes that line, the 12s around the world, yeah. She's focused on the ESPN or the NFL International portion of what they're trying to do.
Oh, it looked like the whole city was hopping too. I saw Kevin Martinez's tweets down there by Lumen and T-Mobile. That place was hopping, back was going crazy. Bars all over the Northwest. Yeah, celebrating something now twice in 12 years, Salk. And you said this last week, and just looking at the numbers of it now, you distance yourself from teams that just won one. Obviously, a slew of teams have never even been to that game, and now you're one away from putting yourself in some pretty elite company in NFL history. Yeah, just a remarkable.
There's only 10 teams who have won 3 or more, so one more win, and you're going to put yourself into that category. Pretty impressive. Just an awesome game, really, from start to finish. The defense at the center of all of it. They were, I thought, just incredible. Just unbelievable defense, really, from start to finish. They dominated.
Best defense you've ever watched? Right there with the 13. You weren't there, 13, 14 crew?
13,
right there,
14
right?
team was pretty good.
I mean, right there?
85 Bears, pretty good.
Right there with them.
Yeah, they were there.
Right
I
there
mean,
with
they're in the conversation. I don't want to get into who was best, but
right there with
it's
them.
a whole team, just incredibly impressive.
The way our team just decide, like when they set their mind to something and then they stick together and make it come to life, it's just unbelievable, you know. I'm not surprised. It's just who they are. But it's a special group. And man, I'm happy for them. They get to live as champions the rest of their life. Pretty cool.
Pretty darn cool.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
And not only that, but Ken Walker will get to be a Super Bowl MVP for the rest of his life. He does not like to talk much, especially about himself. He was much happier to talk about the fans.
A great impact. Fans, 12's always got impact on the games. You know, they travel. They support us when we're at home, so it's a blessing to have them, and a shout out to the 12s.
Twice he mentioned them. He did it on the stage, Brock, when he was interviewed very briefly for winning the MVP. It was clearly very important. I mean, he went back to the mic. She said, hey, I know you don't want to talk, and he gave his quick little answer. Then she went to move on. He's like, hey, wait, shout out to the 12s. Like, it was meaningful to him.
About others. And kind of meaningful, too, Salk, the very first snap of Super Bowl 60, right? You lose the coin toss. They kick to you. You knew they would defer. The style that they wanted to play that game declared itself pretty quickly. In the very first play, that outside zone behind Zabel and Cross, and it moves the chains. And I don't know about you, but right then and there, I was like, that's a great sign. That is a great omen for the physicality at the line of scrimmage to come.
Literally in my notes for the game of like, start that way, man. That's exactly what they wanted. Sam Darnold, he's a lot of the talk nationally. He was not this was not his most impactful game. He did exactly what the game called for. He did not turn the ball over. He made a couple of key throws when they needed to. I've seen him look better than he did, I thought, in this game, but the redemptive story of Sam Darnold is just incredible.
Just gritty. He kind of looked like the Marlboro Man last night after the game, too. Like, he just almost stoic, like emotionless, like, I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to break down. At some point, that facade's going to crack. And I don't know when.
Think he's ever had a Marlboro? Like, his grandfather was a Marlboro Man, right? Richard Hammer. I've had many, but do you think he's ever had one?
It's a great question.
I bet he hasn't. That would surprise me. I bet he's never had a Marlboro. I'm putting it out there. I bet you Sam's never had a cigarette.
I'm really glad to cover every base here on Broncos.
You just never know. But you disagree? You see Sam Darnold just like flicking ashes? Like, no chance. There's no way that guy's ever. No chance.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, Super Bowl parade on Wednesday. I guess it's going to start at Lumen Field and head north to Seattle Center. So it's kind of going to go the opposite way. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're going the opposite way. Up 4th Ave, finish up in Seattle Center. Starts at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, Brock. And then it'll be on to the offseason, right? You got to make decisions on Ken Walker and Reek Woolen and Kobe Bryant and Boy Mafe and Rashid Shaheed and Josh Jobe and the 32nd pick in the first round, all that. And then you're going to open up on Thursday night, right? NFL big opening night, which is always fun. You get the Thursday night primetime game. Got to be against the Rams,
It'll
right?
be the Rams.
I mean, like
Stafford
that
coming
feels...
back and Puka and all the rest of them. In many ways, the Rams and the Seahawks were obviously the two best teams this year.
Yeah, a rematch of the Super Bowl.
Yep.
The actual
Super Bowl.
that
was just played 2 weeks earlier than that.
Exactly.
Yes. That is so
Puka talking trash last night?
Yeah.
Shut your mouth, Puka.
Shut your hole, know your role, you jabroni.
That's everything you need to know.
That is so fascinating. They're doing it the exact opposite. So it started Seattle Center. I could picture, I think, did Marshawn have like a whip, I think? And he was throwing Skittles at people, and it was so stinking cold.
Yeah.
And then they ended that thing in Lumen Field. And so now it's going to be the opposite. They're going to do the presentation and then go the other way. And it's just, isn't that kind of perfect? That 13-14 team, that whole deal, all the noise, all the chaos. This one will have some noise. There'll be some bush lights, I'm sure, and they're going to have a whole bunch of fun. But, yeah, that's kind of cool that comes full circle in that way.
206 says, I have finally found something to agree with Salk on. There is no way Sam has ever ripped a dart. No, I don't see it. Do you? Does anyone think Sam Darnold's ever had a cigarette? No. Does anyone disagree? Maura?
I don't think most younger people, maybe they've
That's
vaped,
true.
but
That's a good point.
Cigarettes aren't really a thing for.
That's a really good point. Right. But even if he was a generation older, I'm just going with no. It just doesn't feel like a Sam Darnold thing.
Is that going to be in your takeaways?
No, I got plenty of other takeaways, Brock. I know you've got like 20, so let's take a quick break. We'll come right back with a ton of takeaways from the Seahawks Super Bowl win, second in franchise history. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me? JSN!
Congratulations, Jackson Smith.
He ain't jig, but you know he's sicker than most. When he run the post,
the NFL's AP Offensive Player of the Year, rewriting the Seahawks record books with his electrifying season.
JSN has it! Touchdown! Seahawks!
And this is where you hear every second.
A 61-yard rocket to number 11.
Seattle Sports.
That's so fun about our champion football team. So many great teammates. And so fun for me today with so many of these awesome reads to talk about my amazing teammates, including my friends over there at First Mark. You know, Molly and I, for so many years, heard so many of these First Mark Challenge victories that save people so much money on their insurance. We decided, you know what we got to do? Let's take the challenge ourselves. Let's see about this teammate called First Mark and what they do and how they go to work for you. They fully analyze your coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong insurance. Then, unlike you and me, they go to the market. Dozens of major carriers they've worked with for decades to find your situation the very best fit. That's it. There's no stress. There's no confusion. They're an amazing teammate, and they spent the last 30 years helping thousands of families, including mine, my parents, so many of my friends, successfully manage this complicated world of insurance. So please don't wait a morning longer. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free, and you might be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. It's all right there. firstmarkinsurance.com. They work for you.
It's home show season. To celebrate, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off and a lifetime installation warranty, plus 12 months to pay with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest financing. See us at the home shows or visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Forget Cloud 9. We're headed to Cloud 10 with prizes up to $10,000 in cash. Hearts will be racing every Saturday night in February as 2 lovely winners are drawn every hour from 6:30 till 10:30. Will you be one of Cupid's cash board winners? Visit daily to claim your free entry and find out. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700.
Dayandnight.net.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
P&D Tree Service. Experts in local tree removal. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. Have you ever seen a tree removed by a crane? P&D Tree Services specializes in close-quarter tree removal to minimize impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
See your favorite Seattle Mariners up close at the Peoria Sports Complex. Come to sunny and warm Peoria, Arizona to celebrate an AL West championship and the beginning of another great season for your Mariners. Spring training in Peoria has plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, great food, and the best seats in baseball. It's family fun for fans of all ages. Book your trip today. Support your 2026 Seattle Mariners in Arizona for what promises to be another exciting season. Get your tickets at PeoriaBaseball.com.
This week, Seattle football fans are going big, and so are Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton. Score a winning drive with the same-day test drive and take home. That's right. Find your perfect Toyota and drive it home today. Their teams are ready to help you in 2 stunning showrooms, Kirkland and Renton. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Don't punt on savings. Make your big game move now at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton. Visit in person or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
O'Brien.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
425 says, you're probably right, Salk, but Sam hacking darts on the sideline of Levi Stadium in honor of the late, great Richard Hammer would have been iconic, though. It would have been. Yeah, I don't think that was going to happen. But yes, it would have been iconic. Very good. Okay, are we ready, Brock, for a full set of takeaways?
Takeaways.
Okay, yesterday, you and I do a 30-minute post-game show. You loved it.
It was fun.
You loved taking a break from your work,
well,
your notes and everything else. I said, Salt, we're live right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, you flipped that switch. Loose, but focused. Then you focused in, Salt. I said to you, I started the show, that it was a Mike Macdonald show. And he's going to take no credit for it. He was in his bag. He was unbelievable. But give me cut number 27 right here, because I thought this was also so apropos. I think that's the way you say it, right? Apropos. That Chris Collinsworth 12 years ago was the one who said that was the worst offensive play I've ever seen in my life at any Super Bowl. And 12 years later, same two teams, same two combatants, and Chris Collinsworth putting some praise on the Seahawks defense in a pretty emphatic way.
I know people are going to say not enough offense, all that kind of stuff.
This has been one of the most brilliant performances I have ever seen in the National Football League. This defensive performance is as good as I have seen.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Of all the different redemption
maybe in
stories and
response,
all
Brock,
the storylines, right, and all that stuff. And I know I'm probably got a little more center to it as a commentator and analyst and everything else, but that guy would be the one to say from the worst to the best. Pretty cool.
I wonder if some of it, too, was response to Tirico, who had earlier said Drake May is on pace for one of the worst offensive performances in Super Bowl history.
Yes.
And a way of bringing it back around of like, hey, yeah, but also it's because this might be the best defensive performance we've ever seen.
Yep.
Takeaways.
All right, most of this is going to be about the football, but, it's a Super Bowl, so there's all the other stuff that surrounds it. So I'll give you just a quick rundown of everything else. Green Day, very good. I thought they were awesome. What a cool deal. I loved Brady and Manning.
I thought it was
and all
Maroon
those
5,
guys.
but that was really cool.
It was not Maroon 5 because it was good. It was great. Green Day should open up every Super Bowl like that. That was fun. Charlie Puth was horrendous. That was maybe the worst rendition of the anthem I've ever heard. It was awful. Absolutely terrible. I don't really know who he is, but I'd like him to never sing the anthem before Super Bowl again. Awful. Absolutely awful. Terrible. I love the shots of Seattle, though, when they showed Boston and Seattle, and it was daytime still in Seattle, and that was great.
And just Chris Stapleton for the anthem from here.
That was good a few years ago. That was very good. Charlie Puth, terrible. Terrible. Just awful. Absolutely awful. The best ads for me, I like the Budweiser Freebird ad. That was good. I like the Comcast Jurassic Park ad. If they just had Comcast, Jurassic Park doesn't happen. That was pretty good. I like Ben Stiller and Benson Boone for Instacart. Ben Stiller jumping off the thing and hurting himself.
That was pretty funny.
That was pretty good. Guy Fieri, just a guy for Bosch. That was okay. Not a fantastic group of commercials. And when your team's
what was the
in
toilet
it,
seat one? Was that Lay's? What was the toilet seat
no,
one?
I don't remember what that was.
That was pretty
Something
funny.
like that.
I like Kurt Russell as Herb Brooks with the skier. I like that.
That was pretty good. Again.
Because you and I love Kurt Russell.
Again. Yeah.
Because he's our generation.
And then Chris Pratt.
It's all right. It was okay. You spent John Bon Jovi?
Yeah. Also, John Bon Jovi's from New Jersey, very famously.
I know.
I know he was friends with Belichick and stuff, but Kraft. Okay. Just giving you the rundown.
I appreciate that, Salky.
I can't. Who is Charlie Puth? That was so bad. I'm really open to.
Can I use a Molly?
Again,
Can
I
I
thought
use
the
a
Bad
Molly
Bunny thing
Hewitt?
was fine. It wasn't my jam, but it was good.
Can I use a Molly Heward word that's not really a word? I said, honey, that's not a word. But she will say, are we in agreeal?
Ooh.
Agreeal?
Agreeal? That's worse than agreeance.
Agreeal? Agreement?
Molly.
No, agreal. That was years ago. She's gotten way wiser through her years. Maura, are we all in agreeal that that anthem was just kind of
I think I missed it. You guys were talking about it, and I was like,
You missed it.
Oh, you didn't miss much.
More, it's still going.
Yeah, you didn't.
What do you mean you missed it? He's still singing.
It says
They
he's-
eventually had to Oscars him off the stage.
But it
They
can't
had
be
to
worse-
play him off.
It can't be worse than Fergie at the NBA All-Star game.
No, I mean, it's not like Roseanne Barr. It's not like one of those
It
where like
says
Carl
he's a
Lewis.
New Jersey-born singer, songwriter, and record producer who first gained recognition for his viral song covers on YouTube.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not good. Yeah,
It
not
was
good.
very bad.
Anywho, okay, let's move it along. Next takeaway, I said to you in Blue 88, kind of gave you the case as to why K9 was so featured. I think it had to do a bit with New England's scheme. There was going to be some boom or bust nature to it. K9's got some boom or bust. There were some tackle for loss runs, Salk, but man, was there some boom, some serious boom with explosive runs. And how about the numbers? Well, I also love this. You said afterwards that he put Charbonnet's number on his wrist to remember him. I love that. You know I love that. That's being a great teammate. And then these next level numbers, thanks to Next Gen Stats, are truly remarkable. He had 42 rushing yards over expected. That's awesome. So he forced 9 missed tackles himself, which gained an additional 79 yards. More than half of his yards, way more, almost 2/3 of his yards were gained on yards after making people miss.
Amazing.
New England this year, by the way, had not given up more than 35 yards of yards after missed tackles. He doubled that on the biggest stage. He was He was a muscle ball, man.
Yeah.
He was an absolute patient muscle ball. And I loved it. It was almost Le'Veon Bell-esque. It was almost accentuated in this game, again, with the style that you were playing against, that he had to be patient. He had to be patient, and then he had to put his foot in the ground and just go.
Yeah, so I thought it was interesting. Collinger spent a lot of time talking about the Le'Veon Bell-like patience, right? Just kind of waiting, go. How much? Because look, that's always been the Ken Walker style, and there was some concern that it wasn't necessarily going to work as well with this new offense, right? I certainly didn't think it would, and thought Charbonnet with more of the straight downhill would be a little bit more effective. Do you feel like they built plays and called plays and designed stuff and called the right runs for Ken Walker and his style yesterday?
I mean, a little bit, but it was still so much.
It seemed that way.
Yeah, I can see where your eyes say that, but I think it's still locked in to the kind of the principles they believe in that zone scheme. But just, New England was seriously, Salk. It was feast or famine. It was boom or bust. It was bring the house or play some two-gap soft zone. So, when they were in that, you've got to you do have to be patient, and you do have to trust your guys and watch those double teams. And then when it hits and that daylight appears, you got to go. You got to go. And then to make people miss to boot, that's why he was the MVP. 79 yards after making people miss. That is why Ken Walker will forever be an MVP of the Super Bowl.
Takeaways.
Could have used Charbonnet.
Does Maura want to weigh in, by the way?
No, she said she was out on takeaways today.
Okay.
She was busy.
I don't want to be a
you
bad
had like
teammate.
20, Brock. I
know. I don't want to be a bad teammate, Maura. No, I got you.
host.
I got you.
How'd you think Sam played? You and I kind of debated this a little bit last night. I love that he did what the moment called for. He didn't turn the ball over. I think he was only sacked one time. He used his legs really well, not just to run down the field, but to get out of trouble, escape pressure, find a way to throw the ball away. The numbers are not going to be spectacular. He made a couple of really big throws. There was, the one across the middle to JSN was really nice. There was a 15-yard play to Shaheed. He had a couple of really good throws.
Yep.
I didn't think it was one of his best games that I've seen. We've now watched him play, 20 games for the Seahawks this year? I didn't think that was in the top 5 of games that he's played. It certainly fit the moment, but it was amazing, Brock, how many texts I got from friends during the game saying, God, Sam's making me nervous.
Oh, yeah.
And he was making me nervous. There were a lot of balls in harm's way, more than I would have liked.
Because he just freaking let it rip.
There were
because he didn't play so conservative. Play me that Alex Smith. I think this is an important bit of context. Because he's talking about it from the Drake May perspective, which Drake May played not to screw it up. He did not let it rip. Here was Alex Smith speaking to that post game.
I thought Drake May, again, listen, he's the second youngest quarterback to ever play in the Super Bowl. It's a tough environment. But offensively, again, it was almost like they were coaching him not to make the mistake, right? Don't go out there and make the mistake. And anytime you play a defense like this, that's this aggressive, again, it's going to snowball on you. You almost have to match the aggressiveness, right? And we saw it in the second half when they had nothing to lose. Finally, they make some plays because you got to push it downfield, and he's got to use his legs. But again, too much. This group up front, that D-line was just...
Had Sam played that way, Salk, he could have. He could have taken a bunch of sacks. When Milton Williams beat Anthony Burr like a drum a couple times and he comes in totally free, he could have just taken sacks. He could have. But he didn't. He avoided both of those and avoided sacks. He took just one sack. It said he was only hit 6 times. There is no way. There is no chance, no how he was only hit 6 times. He was hit a lot more than that after throws. They came after him. They brought the house. They brought cover 0 a ton, Salk, and many, many, many times had one more than we could block. And it made it a little bit messy. Yeah, he missed Cooper on an out route because he had to throw it, right? He had to throw it before Cooper's ever even close to out of his break, right? He missed a deep shot to Shaheed because he's got to throw it a split second earlier because I got somebody free running, hit me right in the face. But he didn't play so not to lose that there was a sack fumble. There's a sack fumble. Drake May, we play that way. You play in a shell. What happened? Sack fumble. What happened? Sack, pick, 6 the other way. So Sam was gritty. He was freaking tough. The guys over and over and over and over and over afterwards, and some cuss words and other fun stuff that Spoon and Ernest and defensive guys, Salk, not just offensive guys, defensive guys, just speaking to how much they love having that guy because he doesn't flinch. He doesn't panic. And you saw the difference between a young quarterback get totally abused and a veteran with a lot of scars and a lot of scar tissue. Sure, there were some nerve-wracking moments. There were some really tight windows. There were times where but he let it rip, and he let it rip to being a Super Bowl champion. And, oh, by the way, I'll give you one more payoff. Remember all those incentives for Sam Darnold before the year? There were like $5 million in incentives.
All, right?
He hit 4 of the $5 million. I think he missed the passer rating by a point. $500,000 for 4,000 yards, for 67.5 completions, for top 10 offense, for the playoffs, for the division, for the conference, and ultimately a Super Bowl win. $4 million the Seahawks will gladly pay.
Takeaways.
You see Russell that was there last night? Russell and Sierra, you see them come in, sit in the suite? You see that? Did I send you the tweet?
Yeah.
You like that?
I didn't think about it. I didn't think too much of it.
Well, I thought about it when Schefter tweeted this last night. Russell Wilson helped Seattle win its first Super Bowl, and he had a hand in helping build the second one. These are the players the Seahawks selected with the picks they acquired from the Broncos in exchange for Wilson. The Broncos will tell you that was the worst trade in NFL history, and I think there's a real argument on their side. I think now, with this Super Bowl in Lombardi lifted, you may even add a little more cherry on top of the trade for the Seahawks and say it was one of the best in NFL history. Why? Because you know who it gained, Salk? Charles Cross. Yeah, he was pretty good. Boye Mafe, Devin Witherspoon, and Derek Hall.
Wow.
Did those 4 play a fairly significant
That's
role?
pretty remarkable.
Isn't that amazing?
Throw in the Nicky Manwari, who shows up courtesy of the Geno trade or the DK trade?
Yeah, it was DK.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Win.
Pretty good.
But every time I mention trading people, Salk, you just hate everybody. No? Sometimes you can get better.
You know what you saw a lot of banter of last night from the people that cover this league and have covered it for a long, long time, the Albert Breers of the world, the Schefters, a lot of them. You saw them say very clearly, John Schneider, that's kind of win and kind of Super Bowl that gets you to the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. I mean, I don't know how you're not. And it will be down the road, right? And coaches and GMs and whatever. It'll be the veteran committee. But you win 2 Super Bowls with the same organization and you build a thing in those ways. And you make these moves to make this happen. You could stand pat. You could have kept Geno. You could have kept DK. You could have kept Russell. You could stand pat, but you wouldn't have a job. And you certainly would not have another Super Bowl here added to Seattle. Kudos to the organization.
Takeaways.
So, a couple plays that jumped out to me, Brock, that are small plays, but really jumped out to me watching the game. One is this: a punt, 4th and 5, early, maybe second quarter, 4th and 5 from the Patriots 42. 4th and 5, Patriots 42. It's a 59-yard field goal, or go forward on 4th and 5, and they punt. Why? Not because Mike is someone who doesn't like to go for it on 4th down much. I think he gets painted that way, but I think it's a misperception. I think he makes wise decisions based on one of his favorite phrases, the way the game declares itself. At that point, the game had declared itself. The Patriots were not going to go 98 yards for a touchdown. Wasn't going to happen. Not against that defense on that day. So what do? Put it down to the 2-yard line. Worry about it next time. Don't give them a short field, which would be one of the few ways they might have a chance to score. I thought that was a very telling play somewhat early in the game. The other, I mentioned it to you last night, Brock, and it stood out to me. The way this team's defense was, the whole defend every blade of grass. It was not bend but don't break. It was suffocate the living life, all the life, the breath out of you. And the living life. Yes, Brock, that's right.
Did you say the living life?
As opposed to the non-living life. But there was
he woke up and he wasn't alive.
It was a... Stop. Just stop. Not right today. How dare you impugn the professor today?
There goes your breath.
That's not right.
Your breath. Thank you.
2nd and 2 or 3.
Yep.
After a 7 or 8 yard run on 1st down, and you're like, oh, this is just one of those times that run the ball and get the 1st down. Seahawks, Byron Murphy, I think in particular, just no chance. No, we're just going to stop you here, force 3rd and 3, and then you're throwing in completion. We'll just take the ball back. Thanks. And it just stood out to me as like they just don't give up anything. Like you just can't do anything against them.
No, you cannot. And it just, from a morale standpoint, it just is so hard. And you go back to the sideline, and Mike Vrabel tried to be an incredible cheerleader, and it sure sounds like Mike Vrabel is an unbelievable guy. And it got Drake May post-game to well up because he felt disappointed. And at one point, they talked about a 2-minute conversation during a break where he's sitting there with Drake just trying to speak life into him, trying to just calm him down, knowing he could play so much better. But it just zaps you. It's just like, my gosh, I can't do anything. Like, everything is hard. How many times did we say that about the Seahawks team this year? How many times did Scott Service years ago with the Mariners that said we want to be hard to play against? These Seahawks are so hard to play against because there's no gimmies. There's no easy ones. And, it was a masterclass in defense. Certainly through the first three quarters, as good as you've ever seen in 60 Super Bowls.
Takeaways.
So I got a friend that's a coach on the Rams staff, Salk.
Okay.
And I texted him before the game over the weekend, just kind of said, hey, played these guys 3 times. Thoughts? He said, I got Seattle, man. I haven't gone against them 3 times. They're as well-balanced a team that we play. They can run it. The receiver's really good, and they can move people with cross and Zabel. Defensively, unbelievably athletic, multiple group, especially with Eamon Worry at safety and nickel. As good as anyone on special teams. Shaheed is the real deal. So we've got to spend a takeaway on the third phase of this game. It was absolutely elite, and for Jay Harbaugh has been elite all season long. People talk at Seahawks walk it. It is real. It's not special teams, it's special forces. Michael Dixon was the best punter in the history of 60 Super Bowls. Jason Myers kicked more field goals, and every one of them, like almost every one of them, was striped right down the middle. Didn't matter about the breeze or wind. The effort and the relentlessness to cover kicks, the lack of frustration. You know what Shaheed could have easily done, Salk? He could have easily not called a fair catch on one of those and might have got hit and fumbled. But you know what? Nope. It doesn't need to be 22's day. I don't need to force anything. I'm going to make, on a windy night, I'm going to make a great fair catch. Their guy didn't multiple times, and the ball bounced to the 5-yard line. And that piece of real estate and those yards were so critical. So Jay Harbaugh, Jason Myers, Michael Dixon, Brady Russell, the captain, that whole special forces group was special and led to that suffocating, I don't like playing against these guys because it's so stinking hard.
Takeaways.
You know what I'm really happy about?
What you happy about?
I'm happy the Seahawks finally won the Super Bowl while I was here.
Take that monkey off your back,
yeah,
Salk.
This is not about me. I want to be clear. This is not about me.
Take that monkey. Maura, go in there in the studio. Take the monkey off Salk's back.
We started doing this show 17 years ago. I was gone for 1 year. Almost to the day, 51 weeks. During that 1 year, the only title that's been won by the Seahawks or Mariners in this town happened. And I've dealt with this. It's been awful. And all you, Salk's the jig. Salk's the worst. Go away against Salk so we can win. It's been terrible. And I have to keep being like, all right, it's not me. I'm sorry. Like, but I hated it. I really did. I hated it. I felt so bad. I was starting to actually believe it. Honestly, Brock, like I really... It's not about me. It's about the Seahawks and Mike Macdonald, all those guys. But for me last night, it was about me for a minute. As I was like, oh, thank God. Finally, I can stop dealing with this.
That monkey's gone.
It's not my redemption, but it really did feel good.
It's gone.
It really felt, I'm really happy. Thank you, Mike Macdonald. Thank you, John Schneider, Jody Allen, everyone
Dave
on the
Pearson.
roster,
Yep, they'll be thrilled.
especially Dave Pearson. Yeah, all of them. Thank you. It just a small thing, but I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Takeaways.
I don't know when this came about over the last 2 weeks. We had so many conversations with so many different people, but at some point it came up, and it was some point last week in San Francisco where I said to you, you know what I'm really thankful for? Oh, it was one of those, what we love about the Seahawks, what we love about this team. That's where it was. And it was last week, and I said to you, I'm so thankful that this is a defensive-centric, defensive-minded, physical team. And I'll be curious, the way they managed this game, the way that Mike punted, the way that he took field goals, the way that he just played to that style of game, and he did all year long. And while he would tell you, like, I don't go into games that way. You know, we really do have the same statistical book that others have, and when it calls for it and it's green, we're going to go. But whether it was red or yellow or just the way that game declared yesterday, I am curious of the Dan Campbells, the Ben Johnsons, the Sean McVays, the Kyle Shanahans, the offensive-minded, offensive-centric teams that are so willing to just give away real estate and play aggressive and go for the Greg Olsen points all the time, all the time. I wonder if this data point, because it was a pretty big data point, is the least amount of going for it on fourth downs in the league this year. It's a pretty big data point on a pretty big stage last night that showed the game management. This guy's aces. And I loved it.
All right, there you go. Those are our takeaways for today. Super Bowl version of takeaways. We do those Monday mornings after Seahawks games. I guess the next one, Brock, the next regular season one will be on a Friday as the Seahawks will open up the season next year, Thursday night at home. Remember how fun that was last time?
Oh,
so
Lord
fun.
have mercy, we got person.
Right?
The Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
On that first Thursday night when the sun is out, like the whole game, right? Because the sun doesn't go down in September to like 10 and 9.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
And it will be Puka, and it will be the Rams.
It's got to
so
be.
if anybody wants to debate that, and I saw that tweet out last night, wow, we know they're now going to host the prime time, and we know it could be the Bears or the Niners or all these matchups.
No.
You know who it's going to be.
It's almost always a rematch of some sort, right? Like they want some level of storyline. It's not going to be
By the way,
Bears.
if McVay felt like after that title game, that was one of the worst, hardest losses, what do you think he felt last night?
Oof, I'm sure he was really frustrated. I think Broncos fans are pretty frustrated too. Like, really? Bo Nix couldn't have done better than that if he'd been healthy, and I don't blame him. I'm sure that it would have been a very different game with with a healthy Bo Nix and the Broncos than what we saw last night. It might have been. It might have been a different game. I don't know. Drake May wants to play it over again. I'm sure he'd be fine if they just did it again. Bob Marley called it, Brock. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Soak it in, Seattle.
3, 2, 1. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Congratulations to your Super Bowl champion, Seattle Seahawks.
We got the best team. 12 is 1. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
And this is where the champs play. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey Hawk fans, Jake Bobo. Stormy weather is here. How's your roof holding up? Give Techline Roofing a call. With the strongest warranty in the business, Techline has you covered. That's Tekline. Roofing.com. Trust Techline.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Our first Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the first Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, what was the initiative to make that call?
I've got something worth preserving for the sake of the people that I serve and my family. So it's important to me.
What did you learn through the process?
The experience with First Mark has been highly professional, informative individuals that have helped me from personal to professional insurance, life insurance, policies, coverage, cyberspace, things that I was afraid to approach were pretty easily approachable.
How would you say their customer service has been, Aaron?
Absolutely 10 out of 10. I just couldn't say anything higher about First Mark. They've executed very well on as many levels as I could rate them.
So if you're a small business owner that wants to take the stress of insurance off your plate, do what Aaron McCoy did for McCoy Home Solutions. Make the call to First Mark Insurance. They're your teammate that goes to work for you. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Congratulations, Seattle. You are champions. Get to Dick's Sporting Goods to continue the celebration with all new official Seattle Champions gear. Seattle Champions gear will go fast, so beat the rush and come on out to your local Dick's or shop online at Dicks.com. Every celebration starts at Dick's.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would rather get my teeth drilled than go to a car dealership. However, I recently had a breakdown with my vehicle, and I knew that I had to get a new one. I knew where to go. Wayscar Ford in Auburn. I'd heard amazing things. I knew the GM, Mark, so I ended up going out there. Mark, you're with me right now, and I got to be honest, even knowing you, I was nervous. Just being at a car dealership brings pressure, but you guys really focus on customer experience.
Well, there are some dealerships where you go in and you feel like you're getting jumped on. We don't do that, okay? There's absolutely no pressure at our dealership, period. And we backed it up with a 5-day or 500-mile, 100%, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. We only want to sell you a car if you want to buy one. So if you want a low-pressure experience, check out our reviews. We have thousands of 5-star reviews. You can buy with confidence. Wayscar Ford's been family-owned and operated in downtown Auburn for over 103 years. You don't stay in business that long by not taking care of people.
See it for yourself at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. That's wayscarford.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Marcus. Sorry about Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, final hour for our morning. Then we'll turn it over to Bump and Stacy, and they'll have their thoughts on what we all got to witness last night. Wyman and Bob after that. Parade on Wednesday. Thanks for finding us, whether it's on the radio or 97.3 HD2. Maybe the YouTube. Brock, God, I saw like 2,500 people watching earlier on YouTube, which is, again, staggering numbers. So appreciate everybody out there for finding the show in so many different ways. There are a lot of words to be used to describe what happened last night and the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. I'm going to give credit to the Seattle Times and the huge headline, Redemption is right at the top of the list. Yes. Maybe not painted black, maybe not quite the power and chills moments that some other songs could give you, but very relevant to this team in a whole bunch of different ways. We've talked a ton about Sam Darnold and his redemptive story. I want to put that one on hold for a moment. My guess is it's going to be told again and again, and we'll discuss it all week. And it is so powerful, and what happened with the Vikings and what happened in the Jets, and there's so many branches to the Sam Darnold story arc, but it is definitely redemption for him. I mean, This guy was left for dead. He really was. He was left for dead in New York, and he has battled all the way back to being the Super Bowl champion that he is. It's incredible.
In 8 years.
That's incredible.
When they said that, Maria Taylor, I think, kind of added context to that in one of the post-game interviews. Your fifth team in 8 years. You talked about past, like, backup, quarterbacks in a Super Bowl, eventually winning one. 5 teams in 8 years. That team said no thanks. That team said no thanks. That team said, yeah, I appreciate you. That team said no thanks. Really? And now you lift that trophy and you did it in without turning the ball over and playing. I'll give you the numbers tomorrow. I did some homework last night. I'm saving it for tomorrow's conversation when we can maybe unpack him a little bit more. But just think about that. 5 different employers in 8 years. I got 1 termination letter, and it was painful. I got 2. Eventually Seahawks traded me. That didn't really feel like a termination. Felt like, hey, man, we're giving you a better opportunity.
Right.
Went to Indy after 2 years and actually then became a free agent and, Seattle. And then ultimately got terminated by Seattle. And that was hard. I had 1 in 6 years. That was really hard. 4 different teams. Said, yeah, thanks, Sammy.
We're good.
We don't need you.
We're good.
Go find a better situation.
Yeah.
And boy, did he ever.
He sure did. So unbelievable redemption. I put John Schneider on this list. Maybe not everybody does because the story of John Schneider now is very clear. Built 2 Super Bowl winners with the same franchise, different coaches, different players. But there was a while in the middle where I don't know whether we were having that conversation. And I don't mean some of the gutsy moves over the last few years, trading DK, trading Geno, signing Sam Darnold. Those are amazing. And not everybody thought that they were the right moves to make in the moment.
Right.
But there was a time in the middle.
Sure.
Where
line construction, draft picks didn't go that way. Some free agent moves, just kind of, fringe free agents. And
the Jamal Adams trade, which, really set them back for a while. And everyone's going, maybe John doesn't know. And maybe this is is this the right? It was. He's the right guy. I don't think there's going to be a question again. That's not to say he's going to get it right every time. No GM does in any sport, certainly not in the NFL. But I think this is an incredible redemption story for John Schneider.
A case for Canton now. A legitimate case for Canton, Ohio, as a GM doing things never been done before.
I don't know whether the Seahawks are going to go out and get a new right guard this offseason. I bet they probably will try to find one. But overall, the redemption of this offensive line is
yes.
It's probably, you say JSN's the surprise of the season. I guess he is. But I don't know if that's a bigger surprise than the offensive line going from the weakness it was to the asset it has become.
Yeah,
totally not the best in the league, but it's an asset.
It has a chance to. Has a chance maybe with one more addition, and they're all going to get to grow together, and they're all young, and there's going to be so much continuity for years to come. How about Gray Zabel? I had this in my takeaways. He won 3 high school state championships. He won 2 national championships at North Dakota State, and now he wins a Super Bowl.
Winner.
Dude's a winner. Winner, chicken.
That's not a redemption story, but it's still a cool story. We can throw it in there if you want. How about the Seahawks fans? How about beating the Patriots on the way to winning your Super Bowl? Does that feel like a redemption to you if you're out there? And we're going to take some phone calls again at 9:30. But, you could text the show as well, 866-979-3776.
Let me just say it right now. Good luck 9:30, because let me tell you, Creighton and Dano and Matt and your guy Sean from Graham, holy smokes.
Great calls.
They deliver at 6:30 this morning.
But do you think does this end a lot of that? I don't want to go litigate the Super Bowl loss to the Patriots, but growing up in Boston, we're not going to talk a lot about that, but there were a couple of really horrific moments that had stuck with me for a long, long time. Certainly Bill Buckner and Grady Little in 2003. Those moments really stung. Brett Favre and Reggie White in the Super Bowl. And over time, when your team wins, it erases a lot of those memories. It doesn't erase them because they don't go away. You still remember it and how you felt.
They don't sting.
They don't hurt nearly as much.
Because now you got a couple titles.
I mean, when we were kids, people at Buckner. Every New Yorker, Buckner. You're like, oh, my God. And then the Red Sox won. And it's like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't hurt anymore. And Malcolm Butler, it's not going to hurt anymore. It stings. It's too bad it happened. And it's always going to hurt Richard and Earl and everyone else who was on that team, Marshawn. But for the fans, don't you feel like it was a redemption, A, to win another one, and B, to have it against the Patriots?
Yeah, there's a cool picture at the end of the game in the tunnel there after
with
the
Malcolm
game.
Butler there ringing that stupid bell.
I talked to Stephen Hauschka for the extended evening shows that we were doing at the Super Bowl, and even he, like a former player, said that there would be something kind of nice about having this outcome. Even though it's not the same roster, there's still something to a guy from that roster that felt a little bit healing about getting this one.
It's the same owner. It's the same brand. It's the same New England team. It's the same team that's been to all those Super Bowls.
It's the same fan bases.
That's right.
That's the thing. Most of the people are different. it's the same fan bases. And not having to eat it again and being able to look out and see that Malcolm Butler rang that bell. It's like, yeah. And then the Seahawks completely dominated the Patriots from start to finish in this game.
Yep. And if there's a rematch next year, there'll be no Malcolm Butler ringing the bell again.
No, I don't think so. Like, that story kind of goes away. Not that they won't play it and the memories, like, that's okay. But it's so much easier to deal with. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt anymore. Like, that goes away as a painful memory. So I hope it's a redemptive feeling for a lot of Seahawks fans out there as well. It was for me. I mean, that moment was so horrible. I had just come back from Boston, miserable experience for me. I mean, I was laughed out of my own hometown. It was awful. And the next thing that happens is that? Oh my God. It was like, I wish that there was a mic'd up segment in my house with my mother-in-law and her sister, my aunt-in-law, downstairs in the basement while I was upstairs screaming like one of those lunatics who takes their bat to their TV after a game. I was so upset. And to have this, come back a decade plus later, I was really amazing. Just a wonderful way. Just like you start the season in San Francisco or against San Francisco and finish it there. How nice that you get to beat the Niners, the Rams, and ultimately the Patriots to finish things up. Just incredible. All right, everything you need to know next, Brock. Some more highlights from the game. And then, of course, we'll finish it up with your phone calls. How fun will that be? Mike Macdonald tomorrow. It's Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports on 710.
Soak it in, Seattle.
3, 2, 1. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Congratulations to your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
We got the best team. 12-1. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
And this is where the champs play. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Well, it is February, actually February 9th, a third of the way through February. And how are your fitness goals doing? Maybe those resolutions you made to begin the year. Are you tired already of crowded gyms and sweaty machines? Maybe you're ready to upgrade your fitness equipment and have your own gym at home. Well, I got a place and some deals for you. Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over at Top Fitness. You can trade in right now your old treadmill, and you're going to get a $500 credit to use for Precor True or Inspire treadmills. Top Fitness, they got the best quality products. You know that by now. Precor True, Octane, Inspire, Stairmaster, and more. Trade-in days at Top Fitness, and it's not too late to really take care of those resolutions. They got the largest selection of equipment in the state, and their staff will show you why it's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stuff. They got locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or go visit them at topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your very best place for home fitness equipment.
It's the Super Smart Top Special at Olympic. Save on a new hot top and get a free Smart Top cover worth $3,700. Super Smart Top Special savings will make you feel, well, super. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
It's home show season. To celebrate, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off and a lifetime installation warranty, plus 12 months to pay with zero down, zero payments, and zero interest financing. See us at the home shows or visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. chilly days, or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The celebration continues.
We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700.
DayandNight.net.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for refractive lens exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
1st and 10 at the Seattle 44. Here comes the blitz. May hit as he tries to throw. Ball comes out. Going the other way with it. Turning upfield. It's Chenanawotsu. And he scores. Touchdown. Seahawks. The Seahawks defense. They have done it again. Drake May tried to throw. He gets hammered. Nwosu comes up with the ball.
There are a lot of great moments from the game last night, but if you're going to ask me for my favorite memory, it will be that. Just the I don't know, it was something about the way it was a callback, Brock, to what they did to the Cardinals earlier this year. I told you that was my moment where I started to believe in this team. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, when they did that, I thought they were going to win the Super Bowl. That's ridiculous. But teams that dominate like that, I'm like, you start giving yourself a chance. And to see them do it was almost exactly the same kind of a play. When it first happened, I thought it was going to be DeMarcus Lawrence. It turned out to be Chenna. It didn't matter. It could have been anybody. And just an awesome play and very indicative of what the defense did to Drake May last night.
I think you heard some of the buzzwords. Certainly when you get a chance for Chris Collinsworth and Tirico and the whole crew, Kaylee and Melissa, to cover the team, like in a Super Bowl where you're not just in for a day, Salk, and you have a week and you're at practice. You did hear buzzwords. You heard vulnerability. You heard 12 is 1. And you heard, I think, Collinsworth on that play say, what a force multiplier. This guy's just a force multiplier. It was like it was right out of McDonald's mouth, in their meeting. Like, yeah, this guy, and you felt Devin Witherspoon's force. He had a rough one against the Rams.
Yeah.
He ate maybe the biggest slice of humble pie through 3.5 quarters, and then obviously made 2 game-changing plays to stop on 3rd and 4th down.
Yep.
And he just continued that yesterday. Ken Walker was the obvious MVP. Number 2 for me would have been Devin Witherspoon right behind him.
Yeah, Derek Hall probably been the last guy that would have been on my list. Although A lot of love for Michael Dixon out there and Jason Myers. So I don't know. I don't think either of them was going to win the MVP. Maybe if they had been one person, combine them together. But just a fun game last night, and so many people to be happy for. Mike Macdonald, I think, just kind of talking about his defense in general.
It's about being connected, and when we talk about like as a 12 as one, everybody working together, they're unrelenting, and they do it every day. And our coaches do a great job of feeding that mentality, but our players really decided that that's how they want to play football, and they committed to it. And I'm really happy for them that it showed up today because they deserve it.
Man, that first half, what was it, 25 plays, 50 yards? Through 3 quarters, it was 39 plays. It was 78 yards. I mean, it was just humiliating. I mean, it was the most suffocating Super Bowl performance. There was a real conversation, like, are we going to see the first shutout in Super Bowl history? Because it was that level of dominance.
I honestly thought we might. I really did for a while believe we were going to see a shutout. And then
he could have, he threw one into 5 different guys.
Yep.
There were 5 different guys that could have, Kobe or Ernest
there
or
were
any of them
too many guys to pick it. Yeah, he threw it. It was such a bad throw.
And then
it ended up working
to
out.
Go cover. And,
it's too bad.
Yes.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
You mentioned Ken Walker. He wins the MVP with 135 yards on the ground. First running back to win it since TD, Terrell Davis, in 1998. This team has some similarities to that Broncos team. Not exactly the same, but yeah, the ability to just run the ball, man. And it started right with the first play last night, kept going from there. Sam Darnold, not the hero in that way. He didn't need to throw for 350 yards and out-duel Drake May the way he did a couple weeks ago, but he didn't put the ball in harm's way, and he is really beloved by his teammates. Here was Ernest Jones.
It's a unique story, man. I'm super blessed that guy's my quarterback. I think he just models what everybody in that team's been through. Man, we've all been rejected. We've all not been respected. And he's just a guy at the helm for us. And he's a hell of a player, and I'm super thankful he's my quarterback.
I like that way he says that. I'm just super thankful he's my quarterback. What a nice thing to say about someone.
Yeah, calm in the storm. He's just not going to flinch. He's been around the block.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the most disrespected of anybody on this team. And maybe that's hyperbolic. Maybe if I went through the roster, I could see other guys, Salk, and obviously Soberts has been with 9 organizations. But as far as the number 3 pick in the draft, and this is your 5th team in 8 years, it's going to, I think, be hard for anybody to top that above him playing the position he plays. And you didn't have to play hero ball yesterday. His main goal was to still let it rip, but not give it away. And for the guy that led the league in turnovers over the course of the regular season to have 0 in the entire playoffs, and for the team to have 0, the first Super Bowl winner ever, to have 0 giveaways in 3 playoff games, yeah, man. We talk about it being a second season once the playoffs begin. It was a second extraordinary season for these Seahawks.
That's for sure.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Well, and it'll end with an extraordinary parade, Brock. Looks like Wednesday, 10 a.m. start at Lumen Field, and then they will head north up 4th Ave to Seattle Center, finishing in Seattle Center.
It's just perfect. It's just completes the circle. The last time they went the other way, from Seattle Center to Lumen. And this time we're going to go Lumen to Seattle Center, and we're going to just complete the loop and win 2 Super Bowls in 12 years and put us in some pretty cool air, man. Right? And you get one more, as you have said, you put yourself in the top 10, which teams that haven't won at the century, right? Like Washington and Dallas and teams that won most of those in the 70s and 80s and 90s. Yep. San Francisco since 1994. So, and why not? And, I'm going to tweet this after the show ends because one of my buddies made me think about this. We've seen some elite coaches and managers in this market. Lou Piniella, he was a little gray when he took this team over. Pete Carroll was really gray when he took this team over. George Karl, pretty gray when he took this team over. Lenny was young, and Lenny won the first one in '79, and then he bounced around a number of different places. But got a shot here with Mike Macdonald at his age as the third youngest to ever win a Super Bowl. But this doesn't have to go anywhere anytime soon, and to build some longevity in it that a lot of his great peers in this market Didn't do it at this age and stage of their career.
Pretty incredible. All right, that is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. I guess I should mention Clint Kubiak is definitely moving on. We already knew this, but he said it last night to Stacey Dales.
What does the future look like as a head coach in this league for you? Because it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's up to God, and we're gonna enjoy tonight. Yeah.
So no answers on the network.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, you guys know I'm going to Las Vegas, so I'm fired up about it. But tonight, one more for one more night. Hell yeah, I'm going. Of course I'm going. Yeah.
Just confirmed it right here.
Oh.
She just wanted a little confirmation, man.
That's it.
Just need a little confirmation.
Yeah, now who else goes, right? I saw some reports that Janoko is going to be the offensive coordinator, and, does Benton, does Rico, how does that all work out? Who's the next fourth coordinator in 4 years? Like, welcome to first world problems of Super Bowl
there is
teams.
that one little element where it doesn't feel like that whole offensive coaching staff was Seahawks as much as it was Kubiak's. Right, some people that he brought in with him, so then they now exit with him. A little curious to see how that goes. In any event, man, pretty cool, pretty amazing. That's why we get to open up the phone lines once again, 866-979-3776. We asked earlier, essentially, why did the Seahawks win the Super Bowl? Like, what was it about this team that allowed them to go from where they were to where they are right now? You can certainly answer that question.
Go that way. Can I also tee it up with the question that everybody gets asked after that game? Like, you say redemption, and it's hard to argue that, Salk, right? That was the headline. Like, if you were going to write the headline of what you were feeling when they lifted that second Lombardi trophy, I'm really curious what it is for the fans out there. So you can kind of take it wherever you want it to go, but those are two little thought starters for you that I would love to hear.
All right, 866-979-3776. Phone lines open right now, and you're next on Seattle Sports.
Soak it in, Seattle.
3, 2, 1. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Congratulations to your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
We got the best team. 12 is 1. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
And this is where the champs play. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Oh, this is so perfect coming off of that big win last night. Brock Heward here for my friends at People Come First, because that's really what our football team was all about in this market. Putting others first, it's what PCF is all about. It's in their name, PCF Construction, People Come First. And if you're tired of grilling in the cold and the rain every winter, well, with a patio cover, a heater, and a fireplace from PCF, like they built for us, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry no matter what the Northwest winters throw. And right now, you can take advantage of off-season savings for one more week through next Monday and get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. Most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Planning and permits can take a little time, so get started right now. Get project ideas, browse photos, and find all the offer details, including 10% off at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Hey everyone, Rick Witters, owner of Cressy Door. At Cressy Door, we offer top-of-the-line garage doors, garage door service, and garage door repairs. Residential or commercial, please consider Cressy Door for all of your garage door needs. Cressy Door.
Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Want your gear in time for the parade? Shop in person at Simply Seattle on First Ave. And get ready for spring training with Mariners gear and Simply Originals like the Kid Logo hoodie. Code ESPN15 at simplyseattle.com.
Hey Hawk fans, Jake Bobo. Stormy weather is here. How's your roof holding up? Give Techline Roofing a call. With the strongest warranty in the business, Techline has you covered. That's TEKLINE. Roofing.com. Trust Techline.
If society collapsed tomorrow, how long would your family last? If you run out of food, probably not very long. That's why over 3 million American families trust My Patriot Supply for preparedness. Right now, you can get their best-selling 3-month food kit for $100 off. It's 3 months worth of real, hearty meals that give you 2,000 calories a day and last up to 25 years. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com to get your 3-month kit for $100 off. The discount won't last long, so go to MyPatriotSupply.com today. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
This week, Seattle football fans are going big, and so are Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton. Score a winning drive with the same-day test drive and take home. That's right. Find your perfect Toyota and drive it home today. Their teams are ready to help you in 2 stunning showrooms, Kirkland and Renton. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Don't punt on savings. Make your big game move now at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton. Visit in person or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
O'Brien.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there. It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Yeah, you are listening to Brock and Salk, although we're going to add all of you to that here in just a moment as well. Get onto the phone lines, 866-979-3776. Did I just give that right? 866-979-3776. I blacked out for a moment more. I'm sorry. I don't even know where I was. Everybody happy today? Everybody pretty happy? Everybody just feeling good? Pretty darn cool, man. I just kind of pause for a moment. Not like a moment of silence, but just a moment of pause. I've been here with you guys since 2009, minus 1 year, and of course during that year, a team won the Super Bowl. But like, been talking about sports in Seattle virtually every day for 17 years. This is the first time I've anyway had the opportunity to sit here the day after a championship and talk about it with you guys. Brock had one additional, and I know you guys remember it, and that was awesome. But even then, just 2 days. Out of 17 years, 2 days to sit here and talk about what it's like to have just experienced a championship. I like championships, not just wins and losses, not just cool stories. I like championships. That's why you play this game, to try to win championships. And to get the opportunity to sit here with all you guys again today and take phone calls and Brock to talk about it with you, it's special, man. It really, I'm just trying to pause like Mike Macdonald last night as he looked up at the confetti and all that and just say, man, this is why we do the show every day.
Yep.
It's pretty incredible. I'm really happy.
Yep. And so many good people. Like, this is a team to root for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's not just us saying it and trying to paint a picture for you or pretend like, and we don't know all these guys inside and out, but we can read a room pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Well,
after all of these years,
you can.
Yeah, maybe I can a little bit more, but you can just cut through. Like, you can tell when it's phony. You could tell, like, oh yeah, I love my brother, I love my teammate, and then you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just simply feel it with these guys. They love each other. And that was why that Lombardi was lifted high to the sky, I think, a big part of it last night.
866-979-3776. Thank you for the opportunity to just kind of reflect for a moment and pause and think about how darn cool this is. Randy is in Spokane.
Are you crying right now?
No, I'm burping, just hungry. Randy, good morning, Randy.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, so
I just said how I'm doing. I'm doing great. I'm practically in tears over here, buddy.
It's kind of a strange feeling because, you know, I think we kind of felt like this was going to be a total domination, but going into this game, we kind of felt it, but really didn't in a way until we saw it. I think that the offensive line is the key here. I don't think that remember you guys interviewed Walter Jones a couple years ago, and he said that it takes 5 years for an offensive line to come together and gel as one unit. And for our offensive line to come together and did what they've done in just like less than a year is just staggering. You know, it's amazing. And I don't think that the assistant coaches get enough credit either that are behind the scenes that, you know, we never hear about. But I just hope we can keep a lot of these assistant coaches for next year.
You know, Randy, it's interesting. We were chatting during the break. Thank you for the phone call. You know, and Maura and Salk and I, and maybe it was just being down there all last week as well, but it's just almost like a surreal feeling. Like, did this just happen? You know, like, man, it happened so fast. Clint Kubiak and that crew, Salk, weren't even here a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They weren't even here for 12 months. They're like my buddy Corey Dillon, who came in 4 months to Seattle and shattered records and everything else and went off to the NFL. I'm out. But look at what they did in totality. Here's a couple more numbers for you. They were the first team to score over 100 points and allow less than 50 points in the whole postseason since the Buccaneers 23 years ago. Like, that's the level of dominance they had. They trailed for 1 minute and 35 seconds all postseason. That's it.
Wow.
Against the Rams, that's it.
I don't even remember them being down. I guess they were, but I barely remember it.
That's the fewest ever. Huh. Like, I mean, and it's remarkable. But it's also like, are they here a little ahead of schedule? You got this young coach that's just in his second year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm done with that phrase. There's no such thing in the NFL. You can't be anywhere ahead of schedule. Like, there is no schedule. You're there when you're there, and they're going to lose people. They're going to lose their assistant coach, and they're, you know, probably some others, and they're going to lose Boye Mafe probably, and we'll see what happens with Reek and with Job and with, you know, there's a bunch of these guys. They're all conversations. Ken Walker and Rashid Shaheed. Like, not everyone's going to be back, plus guys they decide they want to move on from, but they did it. They capitalized on the moment, and that is such an incredible thing.
Let me
in
clarify
all of
one little thing, because I like facts. I like being, you know.
Let's get it right, factual.
They trailed for 95 seconds, 1 minute 35. That was the fewest since the 91 Washington team.
Mm-hmm.
So almost 40 years ago. Not ever.
I did.
But all the way back to 91.
I did text Felger. I thought you guys would want to know, since everybody loved him so much on Friday. I texted Felger and said the uniforms might be goofy, but the defense is pretty good. His response? I still hate the uniforms. I thought you guys would.
That's all he's got for us.
That's all he's got. 866-979-3776. Let me try Brian in Tacoma. What's up, Brian? Good morning.
Hey, good morning there, Salk. Hey, big fan. I just want to start off. I know you talk a lot about your daughters doing volleyball. So yesterday, my daughters play select soccer. I was out in Everett. And I didn't think I was going to make the game. So my wife was like super big. She's a big fan as well. We were debating about like doing our own Super Bowl. And then my kids were like, hey, let's just go to grandma's. My grandma's all the way in Port Orchard. So we busted from Everett all the way to Port Orchard to make the game in time. Thank God we made it to the grandma's, because grandma had made a great spread of food. So it was a great decision by everybody. So nice. I'm glad we made it. But the key thing, one thing people don't forget about the Seahawks is that Mike Macdonald didn't go to a chump team. And about 90% of this team roster is from team. So Mike came into a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the thing about Mike is that he already had a culture. The thing about Mike, he did not dismiss the culture Pete traded here. He added on to that culture, and he put the cherry on top. And the thing that was very
let me jump in there, Brian. I want to think about that a little bit. It's an interesting point. Thank you for the phone call. I want to think about that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't dismantle Pete's culture. He added on to it. I'm not sure he did either of those things. He definitely did not dismantle Pete's culture. Mike did not come in here and be like, hey, that's the old way of doing business, and now everything's going to change. We're going to do it my way. He did not do that. Yes, he took down the basketball hoop because it was new. He
had the photos down the hallway.
But it wasn't out with everything old and we're doing this my way now.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what happened. He also didn't just build on Pete's.
Nope.
He made changes. He did change things, and the music is different at practice, and the vibe is different, and the love is different. And quite frankly, and I love Pete, and you know how much I love and respect him. It was time. And this really proves it in a lot of ways. This really proves it. It was time. It was time for a new relationship between the coach and the GM. It was time for a little bit more modern approach to finding coaches and coordinators. It was time for a new defensive scheme. It was time for a new voice. It was time to be leaving cigars in the Niners locker room to go get them later for the Super Bowl rather than smoking them after a non-playoff season that ends in a cheesy win over the Cardinals. Brock, it was time. I love Pete, and it was time, and this really proves it.
Yeah, and I would say, Brian, what was kept was John Schneider and the organization and the stability of all of that in Jody. That was not dismantled. That was kept for a reason, and it was just time to find a new partner with a new message and to stack those wins and stack those helmets and stack them, and one final one's going to go on that totem in the team room, and I don't know how long it will last, and ultimately it will come down, and we'll have to, start the whole thing over again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what was kept, was continuity of the organization, and then Mike's messaging with the rest of the guys, and the buy-in was elite.
All right, 866-979-3776. Let me go to Ryan in Bonnie Lake. Good morning, Ryan.
Hello there. Hear me all right?
Yeah. We got you, Brian. Ryan, you got to bring it. Let's go. Come on now.
Okay. All right. Sorry, man. So all you guys just kind of nailed it. But for me, being a great leader is being relevant and staying relevant. And to me, the Seahawks, the last 17 years, the relevancy has been John. And so what brings me peace through the transitions coming ahead after we just won the Super Bowl is no matter who comes and goes, the relevance, John's going to bring it every single day. We're going to have the right coaches. We're going to have the right players. I feel at total peace where we're going for the future. Proud of the Hawks. Amazing run.
And I would say this too, Ryan, because if John were right here on this microphone, he would say, I really appreciate that. I love Bonnie Lake, been down there a lot. But he would say it's Sam Ramsden, right? It's Eric Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mo Kelly. It is Trent Kirshner. It is Nolan. It's
Jody Allen.
It's the whole group around him. It's not just John Schneider. It's just not. It can't be. It doesn't work that way in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a village.
Yeah.
You have to have everybody, and they do.
I like the way you say that. This isn't 1965 where, the GM is like, having a couple beers with a friend and is like, let's pick this dude. Right? Like Chris Berman came on Friday,
so
right, telling us the story, which we've heard before, about Pete Rozelle and the draft. And we're like, why would anybody want to broadcast this? It's at 5 a.m. Like, well, the game has changed. The world has changed. And to be a GM in any sport, you don't just walk around by yourself and pick players. You get a staff of hundreds. I mean, it really is a coordinating. They say GM, general manager. There is a lot of managing to being a GM, and John's really put on a masterclass. You see the picture
that Wyman put on his game reaction? He had a couple of anecdotes, and I shared one of them earlier, and this is awesome. And Dave's got great eyes and great experience and great relationships there, too. And he talked about the players. It was so telling to him at pregame meal or in the breakfast that they were, just playing cards, and they were just loose, and he knew that they would focus. And then he had a shot of John Schneider before the game, sitting on the bench, taking it all in. And I believe he was wearing a T-shirt with a picture of his dad that he lost. And underneath his blazer, just like he was wearing a T-shirt on media night of Paul Allen, right?
What'd you make of the aqua green blazer?
Yeah, I mean, I can't pull that off.
No, could he?
Yeah,
all right. I just check. I want to see your opinion on it. 866-979-3776. Tristan's in Oregon. What's up, Tristan? Good morning.
Morning. Hey, got something for you guys. Okay, so part of the reason we're here, we've all talked about John Schneider. We know what, the changes he's made. But I think it is partly getting back to what made him great originally. They hit on their draft picks. They stopped drafting for need. But more than that, I think it was what he demanded out of the coaching staff, which is what Pete did originally. I mean, they moved on from Kennedy Polamalu. Obviously, they moved on from Pete. When guys aren't playing to the level, they ask themselves, is it a fit problem, like it was a linebacker last year, in which case they move on?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a coaching problem? If it is, they're going to move on. And they're just far more aggressive in that. I mean, 2010, they had 284 transactions. Obviously, we didn't see that level of roster turnover, but their ability to say, hey, we're willing to do that with anybody, somebody who we just signed in free agency, that elevated the whole team. Big shout out, obviously, to the coaching staff. They did a phenomenal job with all of our guys. But one other thing I wanted to shout out for Salk. I think Salk might have had one of his great takes this last week. The teams that get upset in the Super Bowls on being offenses, that was a really great take by you, Salk. Yeah. And then they flashed just to confirm it. At the end of the game, they flashed teams that lead the league in scoring defense, 15-4 in the Super Bowls.
Let's go.
Good take, Salky.
Appreciate it, man.
Salky, way to go.
Blind squirrel and the nut and all that.
Salky celebrated today. The 6:30 callers celebrating. This should feel good, Salk. Little redemption for Salk.
It does feel a little good for a few reasons. I mean, the DK and Geno thing.
Yep.
I mean, I think I was really, really, really adamant that they should move on.
That was
from
our buddy
those guys.
Greg out in Iowa. Ooh, yeah, absolutely.
And I did think the Seahawks were going to win big this Sunday, and it was nice to see it actually occur. But you know what? If you want to go the other way, believe me, I don't have any idea what I'm talking about. I didn't think Ken Walker would still be here, let alone the Super Bowl MVP. I would have been starting Zach Charbonnet all year. So I mean, and Sam Darnold. I asked Mike Macdonald after the first practice if he was definitely the starter. So look, you win some, you lose some. I tell you what I see and what I feel.
But
sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not.
You got to just stay in the arena.
Just stay in it. Yeah.
Stay in the
just
arena
keep fighting.
long enough.
Just keep battling.
Yes.
All right, 866-979-3776.
By the way, I love Tristan's confidence right there. I love callers that come on. They're like, I got something for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that, Tristan. And they have been hyper aggressive, and they have gotten best
80.
players available. Oh, I'm sorry. What's that?
I don't know. What are you doing over there?
Sorry.
Get it together, Brock. This is the Super Bowl show. There's a lot of extra people listening. Is there anything you want to tell all the new listeners? Anybody who's come for the first time today?
Yeah, just come and stick around.
Okay.
Because we have an absolute blast, and there's been no better time.
I watched that movie
to be
this
in Seattle
weekend.
sports.
I
What's
watched
that?
Predator. With the kids, Avery and Cecily. Cecily eventually went to bed. She wasn't feeling well. But Avery loved it. Stick around. Right? He throws the knife right through the person. And I got to hear the get to the
documentary.
chopper.
I watched the Miracle documentary, which
Good.
you better all watch.
I will. Yeah, we were waiting for Heather.
It's
Heather
so
was
good.
out, so we couldn't watch it. All four of us want to watch it together.
It is so good.
All right. 866-979-3776. Let me see. How about, who should we go to? You want to go to Atlanta? Let's go to John.
What? In Atlanta?
Guys, we are Super Bowl champs. Let's go.
There it is. There it is.
Let's freaking go. Man.
How'd they do it, Johnny?
How'd they do it?
How'd they do it, man?
They did it all the way from the top down. Jody Allen, she did it. After hearing the last two callers, I kind of changed my mind. I was going to say Devin Witherspoon and JSN, those first-round draft picks a few years ago, but Jody Allen, man, she took over the team 5 years ago, and she's had it 6 years ago, and she's had to make a lot of tough decisions, and he's led this team to another Super Bowl champion. Let's freaking go.
Well, I love that call and point, John. Brock, I don't know what's going to happen next. We've heard the stories that the team will now go up for sale, and I don't want to dig too into it, but if that does happen and Jody is out of the ownership, that will stink.
Mm-hmm.
It will. We talked about redemption stories and played Redemption Song earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you were around Seattle, you've heard stories and comments about Jody Allen that are not particularly favorable. I always wondered if she was, sort of asked to do a lot of the gatekeeping around Paul and maybe have to be the bad guy to his good guy so that he could always look good. And I don't know her personally, and I don't know whether that theory has any basis in reality. It was just sort of something I'd always wondered about. But one thing I do know is that she's been one hell of an owner. She has done a tremendous job owning the Seahawks as their primary owner for the last, 5 or 6 years. She's gotten everything right. She's gotten everything right. We went back and read her quotes after Russell Wilson was traded. She was absolutely right and a big part of that decision. We read her quotes after Pete Carroll was fired, and she was absolutely right and a big part of that decision. She has made two of the and she's got to sign off on things like Geno and DK and Sam Darnold and Mike. I mean, she's signed off on all those.
Yep.
Her work's been A+. A+. A+.
Kind of like everybody underneath her, she doesn't want all the credit either.
I don't know whether she does or not. I mean, she doesn't say a lot. We don't get a lot of chance to hear from her. I would love to interview Jody Allen and ask her about some of these things. I don't think that's going to happen, but I would certainly love to. I have all the respect in the world for how she's handled her time as a Seahawks owner, and I hope that's a redemptive story for her as well.
And I think she'd say the exact same thing. It's not just Jody Allen. It's Burt Cold. It's Chuck Arnold. It's the other people in their ownership team that are going to come alongside.
Well, then she got those right, too. I mean, she's gotten all those right as well. All right, 866-979-3776. Let me do Paul in Renton. Good morning, Paul.
Hey, thanks, fellas. Hey, so obviously it's an unexpected year. Going into this season, nobody expected it to happen. But I think one of the things that really helped this happen was the bond that this team had. And it's just like the Mariners. Both Dan and Mike are based in faith. They bonded the team like family. And they had the teammates who wanted to see other dudes win, which, JSN said, this is the best team I've ever been on. I think you heard a lot of that from the Mariners, too. And I think that is one of the reasons why it made 2025 the best Seattle sports year ever.
Yeah.
And it gets me really excited now for the Mariners because of what the momentum that the Seahawks are coming off of, seeing the Mariners at the game, and now riding that into 2026.
Yeah, seeing Naylor and seeing Wu and seeing Kirby and seeing Cal and all those guys with Adam Ray is just a blast. They were there for the NFC title game, and they all reconvened down there in Santa Clara. It is kind of cool, too, those three-letter leaders, right, with the A for the middle vowel of their name, Cal and Sam. There's some similarity in those two guys, and that they're just steady Eddie, man. Now Cal will drop a little language, and get the crowd going a little bit and maybe a little bit more emotion, but they're just so stinking steady. They're just so normal. They're just blue-collar guys from blue-collar backgrounds that just do elevate their teammates around them. And, man, there has been no better time to be a Seattle sports fan.
Texter here, 509. How stupid does DK have to feel today? That's a good question. I would imagine pretty stupid. And not for being traded, not for wanting to get paid, not for any of that. But I hope he and Geno feel pretty stupid for not buying into Mike Macdonald last year. Because they didn't. Because they didn't. They didn't buy in. Not the way everybody else did. Maybe they were too bought into the previous system. I don't know. Maybe it was all just too disruptive. Maybe they didn't want to hear something new. Maybe it was money and that was on the I don't know what the reasoning was.
Yeah.
But they should feel pretty stupid.
Yeah, it does force some reflection.
Not for getting traded, not for wanting to get paid or any of that. That's all fine. That's sports. Yeah. But when Mike Macdonald came in, they had a choice of how they wanted to handle it, and neither of them handled it their best. And they should feel stupid for it, because maybe if they had, they'd be in a different situation right now.
Yeah, what if Geno would have answered the phone? What if when, John was calling after the season, is there a deal to be had? Like legitimately, because they loved his competitive spirit, Salk. I would put those two a little bit different with Mike. They loved Geno's toughness. They loved his competitive spirit. They loved a lot of those things, so much so that they're kind of willing to call to see if they could get a deal done. And he didn't even answer the phone. He was so disrespected that they didn't do something before the season and give him more, right? And thankfully, he didn't answer that call.
I bet. And now I'm sure both those guys were happy for certain players and friends on the team that they still have.
No question.
I'm sure. But I bet you there was also a part of them that wanted to throw the remote through the television as they watched that happen.
Yeah, that stinks.
I mean, I know I feel that way sometimes, Brock, when it's just like a take I've gotten wrong. These guys were here. This is their life. And they were like, this is their life. And they were like, yeah, I'm good. I don't really care what this coach has to say. I'm ready for another one.
Let's be clear, Salk. You don't have that kind of juice anymore. 10 years ago, you
No, I used to. You're right. I don't have nearly that
now
much
you're
juice
wheezing. Now you're on steroids.
There it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Little albuterol, no big deal. Yeah, he was able to get in there and help out with this stupid bronchitis that just won't quite go away.
Now you don't even remember your takes.
Huh?
Now, yeah, exactly.
Takes?
Remember?
The what now?
People are like, oh, man, that's the greatest take you've given
Which
since
one?
that last one
I did?
last week.
What was that? What did I say? Yeah, no. This one I remembered. All right. Thank you, everybody, for the phone calls today. We got just a minute or two. Mike Macdonald will join us tomorrow at 9:30. Seriously, thank you to everybody who's been a part of the show. Not just today, but throughout this ride. This has been really fun. Out of nowhere, unexpected. Just a totally different vibe from any other championship I've ever been around. This one is unique. We're going to spend a lot of this week and next just trying to figure it all out, what it all means. And then, yeah, Brock, it's like jump with both feet into the Mariners as well, because that's on the way. Seahawks decision-making is about to start. I mean, like, this is so cool when you go until February 9th. Like, there's no break, man.
Nope.
There's no break. So cool. Parade on Wednesday. This is going to be it's pretty cool. Thank you to everybody. You can find us now on YouTube. You can find us on 97.3 HD2. You can find us on the Seattle Sports app. Podcasts. The whole deal,
Thursday?
man.
Here's the thing Thursday.
Yeah.
Can we get back to here's the thing? We have the greatest.
I'm not going to
most
be
epic-
here.
The greatest, most epic here's the
be on a
thing on
flight.
Thursday.
Oh, we got hockey stuff.
Ever?
No, you have to do that without me. Brock, thank you. This is fun. We'll be in tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Daniel Jeremiah, I think, at 8:30. And Mike Macdonald, 9:30 tomorrow morning. Stick around for Bump and Stacy. Their thoughts on this next. And until 6 a.m., Brock, you know where the hay is?
It's in the championship barn.
It is in the barn. Say it, Arnold!
Get to the chopper!
Soak it in, Seattle.
3, 2, 1. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Congratulations to your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
We got the best team. 12 is 1. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
And this is where the champs play. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Here's what you can look forward to when you get your windows replaced. The whole house being way warmer and a lot quieter. Dave Wyman here, and when we had finally had it with our old windows with broken seals, we called Harley Exteriors. They were incredibly friendly, professional, and absolutely knew their stuff. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade. They keep heat in and noise out. Plus, they're truly gorgeous windows. I said, you guys must use a different type of glass. And sure enough, it's their Olympic Series, which is manufactured here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy one window and get the second 40% off. No payments or interest until 2027, and take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. That's harleyexteriors.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make